listeners. Hello, listeners. Welcome to episode 227 of the Nigerian Football Weekly Podcast. My host, Olu. Okay, today I've got another bumper episode for your listening pleasure as usual. We have to say that it's safe to say the Nigerian players have been showing out in their club sides over the past week. So we've got quite an entertaining schedule for your listening pleasure today. And quite a few stand-up performers, which I'm very, very excited to say. So we'll be going through the stand-up performance for the week as usual. Starboy of the week. Super Eagles friendly game announcements, which of course have interesting consequences with everybody hoping for some Congo results, which I hope everybody has now forgotten about. And then we will touch on the Tolu Arokodare racism incident and then go through to the player reviews and then the ones to watch before we round up the podcast. Housekeeping first, I want to say a big thank you to everybody for liking, sharing, subscribing. We are officially almost on the way to 12,000 subscribers, all due to you guys. I want to say a big thank you for all the support and all the love on all the content. I see that the Eric Shell content in particular was very, very much appreciated by the community. So shout out to you guys for that. And I just want to say a big, big thank you. Shout out to you, Osasu. Shout out to you, Jackson. Good to see you guys around. Lovely to see the community. As usual, thank you guys so much for all the support. As you can see in the overlay, we're on the road to 20K subscribers. And of course, we had our first ever members only live stream last week, Wednesday. And we'll, of course, have another one this Wednesday at a better time of probably 8 p.m. rather than waiting until 10 p.m. after the games have gone. So looking forward to that. Also, today's one, I'm very aware Everton are playing Manchester United right now. So I'm not offended if any of my you fans are watching their game. I can see the game to my left right here. So, of course, we'll bring out whatever's happening in terms of performance for Everton, Man United going on. Also, I will be flying to Madrid tomorrow morning. Atletico Madrid on Friday granted me a press pass to cover the Atletico Madrid versus Brugge Champions League game tomorrow. So shout out to you guys. It's all because of you guys that we have a media platform that a whole Atletico Madrid will give, managing and just, great little a press pass to watch Atletico Madrid versus Club Brugge in the Champions League. So I'm going to be flying to Madrid in the morning. Then I'll go cover the game. I also have a few job interviews, but we'll figure it out anyway. The content is coming. And then I'll be back in London on Wednesday morning and we'll continue the usual schedule in terms of the members only live stream on Wednesday night, as well as the weekend preview on Thursday night as everything is, ramping up. Thank you so much, Jackson. It's all about you guys, man. Shout out to you guys, man. It's all about the tribe, man. God is my strength in Jesus' name. Thank you so much. And it means the world to me. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully, I know they wanted me to come today so I could cover the press conference. So I'm hoping there won't be any issues tomorrow where I go and get my press pass before the game. But I just wanted to say a big thank you to the community because it's all because of you guys. Thank you so much, Timothy, for always supporting as well and for all the content. So this is how it starts, man. Never despise the day of humble beginnings. But I just really, really need to make sure that you all know that you guys are the reason for that, So as I've said, the website is also live, NigerianFootballWeekly.com. Go check it out. Also, we're in the process of just professionalizing everything. So shout out to everybody for all your help through the years, especially this past year. In fact, just so you guys know, Friday was our 1-year anniversary of passing 1,000 subscribers. Just to let you know how long we've been doing this. So that means for 5 years, for over 4 years, we did not grow from anywhere from 0 to 1,000 subscribers. It took us over 4 years. But officially on February 20th last year, we crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, which is all due to you guys. And now we have 11,300. I can't even believe my eyes. Obviously, we want to get to 50,000 or, wherever it goes. But I want to say a big thank you to all you guys for all you guys have done for me and this little community and platform that I've, tried my best to make and really focus on the Super Eagles and all things Nigeria football. So thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much. Ayodele Faka your day. Oh my God, this is so kind of you. Thank you so much. It means the world. Honestly, I'm close to remain small. I'll even go down on my knees and thank you so much. It means the world. And thank you so much for the super chat. I do not take this thing for granted. And I think everybody here, may God continue to bless you. Ayodele, all you desire over the next year and beyond will come to fruition in Jesus' name. Even the ones that earthly minds do not believe it's possible. It will come to fruition in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, and God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we're going to keep our eyes out on the Man United game. Obviously, as an Arsenal fan, it's not really bothering us too much, but can I tell you there were at least 2 Man United fans in my house yesterday just to hate watch Arsenal versus Tottenham. So even me, I can't stand there and tell you that I don't care about Man U's game. I hope they lose or at least draw just for the way they hate Arsenal, you know. Shout out to them. But shout out to Arsenal and Iberi Izzy. Thank you for remembering what your surname means. And you did not let them embarrass us, and it all worked out. God bless you. Hey, thank you so much, Jackson. Wow, Jackson, you are far too kind, man. Thank you so much, bro. I'm always supporting, always joining all the live chats, always giving me suggestions. I saw the comments as well from yesterday about future live stream plans. I thank you so much. May your cup never run dry. Your family is blessed. Anything that matters to you that's important, may it come to fruition in Jesus' name. And thank you so much for that. Okay, so wow, 2 super chats in the first 5 minutes. Wow. That already tells me today's going to be a good day. So, as I said, for anyone who's just joining, I can see we're up to 30 people on here now. Please, if you do me a favor, if you enjoy the content, please take a moment to like the video. Also, let me know in the comments who your Starboy of the week is before I say mine. That'll be amazing. I hope, whichever your respective teams are, I hope everything went well over the weekend. And of course, for people like myself and Jackson, Arsenal fans, we already know that indeed it was very merry. You know, it all worked out, let's just say, over the weekend. So shout out to us. Exactly, as Jackson said. Only remember I told you we can't lose to Spurs, even if everyone beats Arsenal. Spot on, my bro. We'll get into it, and I'm so proud of the way the boys actually beat the living shit out of Tottenham. Honestly, it was brilliant to see. Okay, so as I said, for anyone who's just joining, we'll go through, you can see today's talking points, standout performance of the week. We'll quickly do the Starboy of the week. We'll do the Super Eagles friendly game announcement, Tolu Arokodare's racially abused incident, before we touch on the player reviews and ones to watch. Sorry for the typo on the Super Eagles friendly games announced. I just spotted it myself, so forgive me on that one. But yeah, like I said, because of the game going on, I'll try not to ramble too long, and I'll try and keep it as concise as possible while still making sure that you're getting all the information that you need and you deserve from this channel. If anyone remembers our little AFCON muffler from Lagos and Cameroon and Morocco and all the travels, I thought it would be a nice touch to bring it back. And because our players ate so much this weekend, I had to bring out the OG 96 jersey, man. Where we just crown our efforts with the most important win in Super Eagles history, you know. So that's the tail of the tape. So, standout performance of the week. I have to start with the one and only who has also got me a press pass to go and watch his club without even doing anything. Just the whole presence of his name. Ademola Lookman. So for anybody who wasn't able to join us last week, Thursday, I am sure you would have seen the amazing news and what happened to Ademola Lookman last week in the Champions League. You know, he had a game against Club Brugge. It was a 3-3 draw. I'm sure you've seen my standalone video of praising Raphael Onyedika, who, in my opinion, should have been the man of the match in the game. Was fantastic offensively and defensively, scored and also got an assist. But Lookman also most importantly scored his first Champions League goal in his first Champions League start for Atletico Madrid last week, Wednesday. As if that was not enough, we know that Atletico Madrid have lost their first 2 games in the league since Lookman signed for them. But this weekend, he said, no, that's not going to happen again. No way. No way. And what then happened with Atletico Madrid? They finally decided to win a home game in La Liga. They finally remembered who they were, and they were able to beat Espanyol. By the way, Espanyol are 6th in the league by 4-2. Yes, Alexander Solov took most of the plaudits, scoring 2 exceptional goals. Giuliano Simeone also made it 2-1 initially. But Ademola Lookman finally scored his first La Liga goal of the game, assisted by his former teammate Ruggeri as well. It was a corner that was floated in, and Ruggeri just flicked on the ball, just similar to the goal he scored when Griezmann assisted him in the Champions League last week. Literally, very similar goal. But this time, Lookman was right there in the back post to throw his head into the net, and that was it. So he scored his first La Liga goal for Atletico Madrid. I want you guys to realize how amazing Lookman is moving. that he now has 6 GA, so goal and assist combined, in his first 6 games for Atletico Madrid. 6 games played, 4 goals scored, 2 assists. And mind you, there's 1 or 2 pre-assists in there, by the way. Even that goal Eric Garcia scored, the own goal against Barcelona, it could have been Lookman's goal. Ademola Lookman is now the first player since Luis Suarez to have such an exceptional start by scoring 4 goals in their first 6 appearances for Atletico Madrid. Literally, the last time this happened was Luis Suarez in 2021 when Barcelona shipped him out and he ended up winning the La Liga title for Atletico Madrid. So I need everyone to know how amazing Lookman is moving. And honestly, long may this fantastic performance continue. He was pulled off after 65 minutes, rightfully so, to prep for the game tomorrow at the Metropolitano. But he did his job. You know, when you look at the other goals scored by the team, I must say fantastic. Alex Baena was fantastic. Alexander Solo was fantastic. And Atletico Madrid literally did the best thing they could to prepare for the game against Club Brugge. So, Adebobo, keep shining for us. Don't worry. We know you're quiet, but some of us do the talking for you because we can talk for 10 people. So, shout out to you, Adebobo, and what a wonderful start to your career at Atletico Madrid. Now, speaking of stand-up performers, as I just said, Raphael Onyedika was also exceptional in the Champions League game. I do not know how he was not man of the match. Go and watch the video I put out on Friday or Thursday talking about his stats. You know, scored, goal and assist, line-breaking passes, forward passes, interceptions, clearances, blocks. There is nothing Raphael Onyedika did not do on the pitch. He was like, he was just pulling the strings, man, like De Bruyne style. Like, remember what he did against Uganda at AFCON, but imagine that like 10 times harder because you're playing Atletico Madrid in the Champions League knockout stages. Raphael Onyedika, I just have to praise you. I can't even stop. Anyone who's been on this channel for years, you know me. I'm a Onyedika lover specifically. And I will never stop tooting his horn about how amazing he is. We don't want no Wolfsburg. Champions League to Champions League club. Thank you very much. So Onyedika, keep shining, keep flourishing. Let's try and see if you can wrestle back the Belgian title from, Saint-Gilloise. And in the summer, we'll see where you end up at, my boy. But keep shining and keep doing amazing things for your club. Most importantly, by the way, his final assist in the game against Atletico was in the 89th minute. And you have to say that Onyedika is probably the reason why Club Brugge are into Madrid. They're probably in Madrid tonight, but they go into the game tomorrow with at least a bit of confidence that they could do what they did to Atalanta last year to Atletico Madrid tomorrow. So shout out to you, Raphael Onyedika. I cannot stress how amazing of a player he is. Guys, stop judging Onyedika on the 1 or 2 games you watch in the Nigerian national team. It's not fair. But anyway, Onyedika, we'll see you tomorrow live in the flesh. So really excited about that one. Also, Alex Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi. Oh my God, did you guys watch Iwobi this weekend? Please tell me you watched Alex Iwobi this weekend, guys. This guy, there must be something better than aging better than fine wine. What else ages better than wine? Well, please, someone give me some in the comments, man. Like, I'm telling you, Alex Iwobi, this footballing performance we're seeing, man, it just gives me joy. You know the best part about the way Alex Iwobi plays football? You can tell he's running kilometers in games, like he's running his ass off. But guess what? He looks like he never gets tired. He looks like he's never tired. Alex Iwobi literally ran the game for Fulham, and they had to go play Sunderland at the Stadium of Light. Mind you, Stadium of Light is one of the most feared stadiums to go and play for any away sides. Yes, Sunderland have been a bit wobbly recently. But, bro, if you see the way Alex Iwobi performed in this game, you go away, you want to keep your team in the hunt for the Champions League or European places. Because, mind you, this result means that Fulham are literally, give or take, 3 points away from Brentford in 7th. And it looks like 7th place will definitely make it into Europe because the top 5 will make it to the to the Champions League. Number 6 will make it to the Europa League. And depending on who wins the FA Cup. So number 7, at the very least, you should be getting some kind of European football. So let me tell you what Fulham are about to face this year. And this is a team where, by the way, Marco Silva has not signed a new contract. So we're not even sure if he's going to go in the summer. But Alex Iwobi did not care about none of that. He said, I'm going to ball. You go back for the result. In fact, all the Fulham Nigerian players continue to give us joy. It's the same Samuel Chukwueze was injured because he's out with the calf injury. But all of Fulham's goals in this game were literally influenced by Nigerians, like by our 2 star boys who start for us all the time. Like, I kid you not. What even makes him more impressive is, did you see the first goal by Raul Jimenez? I even forgot Alex Iwobi can play corner kicks. If you see the fantastic cross Alex Iwobi plays straight to the head of Raul Jimenez. By the way, Raul Jimenez, what a warrior. Almost 35 years old with his 120-something caps for Mexico. And he's still playing ball in the Prem like this. Iwobi played the corner straight onto Raul Jimenez's head. All he had to do is just nod it into the net. All of a sudden, it's 1-0. As if that was not enough, Sunderland did not learn their lesson in the second half. If you see the way Brian Brobby was grabbing Calvin Bassey's jersey, do you remember that video of Iana Cho saying, Uncle Bona, is it WWE? That's basically how they were grabbing Bassey's shirt. And of course, Bassey exaggerated the contact, as you should. And he fell on the floor. And then next thing you know, penalty. Raul Jimenez steps up again. Guys, Raul Jimenez has never missed a pen in the Prem. 13 penalties tried, 13 penalties scored in the Prem. So, of course, it was 2-0, and that was it. The game was done. But then Ryan Sessegnon decided to make a mistake at the other end, and then Sunderland got a penalty, which Enzo Lefi dispatched expertly well. But as if that was not enough, in the 85th minute, these are the kind of goals I love in football. Your opponents, they're at home. The crowd is getting louder. They think that they're going to do something amazing. But next thing you know, they lose the ball. Harry Wilson starts running with the ball. It's literally Harry Wilson, Alex Iwobi, and one other player. It's a 3-on-3. I love players with amazing decision-making. Go and watch the goal. Go and look at where Harry Wilson released the pass. That's how you know someone that came to the Liverpool Academy. The ball is in his blood. He waited, then just played this sumptuous left foot through ball in between the two Sunderland defenders. And all Alex Iwobi had to do with his weak foot, by the way, his left foot, coming in from the left-hand channel of the box. And he saw the goalkeeper coming out. All he had to do was, he saw the goalkeeper coming out, and just tapped the ball through him. And he literally into the finest corner he could find to the far right of the post. It was such a brilliant counter-attack and such a brilliant goal. And the worst part was Iwobi did not even look like he was tired. He just ran the whole pitch. He was there celebrating with Harry Wilson and jumping on him. I was like, Alex Iwobi, man, look, if you do not receive your flowers on this earth, that means I'm not here again. I promise you, till the day you retire, Oluoke of Nigeria Football Weekly will carry your name and give it the praise and props it deserves. Because you, Alexander Iwobi, you are a special, special player. And I will make it my mission to make sure that you are never taken for granted in your career, I'm telling you. So, fantastic performance by Alex Iwobi, I'm telling you. Honestly, it was so amazing. In fact, look at his match rank. Goals, second, because Jimenez scored 2. Assists, 1. Big chances created, first in the whole game. Total shots, first. Successful passes in the opposition half, second. Successful passes, 8th. Anything that had to do with just making this ball move for Fulham, Alex Iwobi was there. And honestly, he deserves all the praise and all the praise for his performances over the weekend. And long may it continue. Okay, like Olive said, thank you so much, Olive. Olive said, guys, please like the video. Please do. I love Jackson's comments. Alex's game is only getting better by the season. Exactly. I love this comment by John Andrea. John Andrea, good to see you, my bro. Says Raul is going to be important for Mexico this World Cup. As if you know what I was thinking to myself when I was watching that game. I was like, Raul Jimenez is so good with it that over 10 years later, even when you hear Santiago Jimenez or all these other Mexican strikers, we all know come the first World Cup game, Raul Jimenez is going to be starting in that game for Mexico in the World Cup. And he deserves it. Long may it continue. So, honestly, just amazing to see. I love this comment by John Andrea. I only wish Iwobi has the management he deserved when he was younger. I know what you mean. You know, if only Frank Lampard became Everton manager like 2-3 years earlier, you know, only God knows. But I love the way Iwobi's making up for lost time, man. Everyone now respects him when it comes to Nigeria. He's on his way to becoming our most capped player. We all know that he now has his flowers. And in the Prem, everyone now knows and respects what Alex Iwobi has done in his career. So long may that continue. So moving on, another person that we must celebrate, like Jackson already rightfully put in the comments, Onuachu is really bullying them in the Turkish league. Let me surface this comment. No, not this one. Where's the Onuachu one? Onuachu is really bullying them in the Turkish league. Bro, I am Onuachu, bro. This is why I say go away, you're the king, and go and shine. Because that is exactly what Paul Onuachu is doing. Scored yet again for Trabzonspor. Away, they beat Gaziantep by 2-1. It was his 7th goal in 6 matches since returning from AFCON. And now he's 6th in the league in 5 games in the same period. He remains the top goal scorer in the league with 17, with more than half of the season played. He probably fancies his chance of going all the way to remain the top goal scorer. I think he's got quite a healthy lead on Osimhen as well. So I feel like, he has so much to do. Guys, Onuachu is so blessed that if you watch the goal he even scored for Trabzonspor, his winger was doing his best to walk the ball into the net. This winger took the ball and dribbled over like 4 players, tried to shoot the ball. I kid you not, he almost lagoed the ball. And the ball ricocheted and just bounced to Onuachu. And all Onuachu has to do was just stab the ball to the goalkeeper. Even when Onuachu is not trying to score, I'm telling you guys, he's still scoring goals. That's how amazing his form is going. Like, even this one, he scored and just did a line jog. He's like, all right, let me not do too much, I know I've been scoring too many goals. Let him not go and look into me and be like, oh, what's going on here, man? And they'll start disrespecting the league. But he was fantastic in the game, it must be said. And even though Trabzonspor can't win the league anymore, although we'll get Galatasaray because they dropped Osimhen. They didn't play Osimhen this weekend and they lost. So Fenerbahce have now tied them in the league, which is interesting. But shout out to Onuachu, honestly, man. I love what John Andrea said. I love when 30-year-olds have good seasons, honestly, especially with what am I trying to say? Especially with the way sports science is going, where players can elongate their careers for much longer. I mean, look at Lewandowski and co. Even till today, Cavani. So players should be able to. I love when players still show how much they can do in their 30s and continue. So long may it continue. Jackson mentioned that I will be leaving Arsenal too early. I mean, shoulda, woulda, coulda. I think it was the right time. It was not the end of the world, but it's a shame how he left because he just come back from AFCON. He didn't get to say bye-bye and all of that. I think we've got a few of our Turkish brothers in the comments. What do you say? Brother, how much do you love Turkey? We're addicted to you, Nigerians. You're the best Africans. I still believe Osimhen will be the best top goal scorer at the end of the season. I rate Turkey. I want to be fully transparent. Like I love my players more than I love Turkey. So in future, you will say, this guy wants Osimhen to leave Galatasaray. He doesn't like our league. It's not that. I want our players playing for the best clubs in the world. But I do appreciate the passion of the Turkish fans and the way you guys have supported our players and you rate them. If I'm being honest, I don't want Osimhen to stay in your club forever. He needs to go and play in a bigger league in his prime because we know he's capable. But I do wish you guys all the best. I hope he will still be the top goal scorer. I hope you do win the league. And I hope that you do end up doing the job against Juventus on Wednesday. And then you end up playing Liverpool or Tottenham. And you come to England and we watch Osimhen bully one of those defenses. Preferably Tottenham. Because obviously as an Arsenal fan, I can't stand them. And my twin brother's a Liverpool fan. So we'll see what happens. But we appreciate what Turkey have done for us. I wouldn't say you develop them into world stars. A lot of leagues have done that for us as well. But we definitely appreciate the affection and love Turkish people have for football in general. I hope you make it to the World Cup. I know you've got the playoffs coming, by the way, in March. I know you've got the playoff they have to play. So we wish you all the best. But we need Osimhen to do well for you guys and then go back, honestly. Says, stop the cap, Galatasaray. Anyway, this is what I'm here for. I'm not here for banter or like to make things tribalist. Respect to Galatasaray. Good luck to you this week. And we'll see how you get on. Much love for the way you guys love Osimhen. Let's leave it at that. Thank you. Davichi, good to see you, my brother. One of our esteemed members as well. He says, greetings, Olu. Big congrats for your press pass. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's all because of you guys, man. Riding with you. Niger fans need to watch how they harshly judge Onyedika. Let's not forget how the fans battled Iwobi for years. Now they're fans. Brother, well said. It's the story of Nigeria. Trust me, if I show you my comments about Eric Shell, so how many people in the YouTube comments think Eric Shell is being greedy? I'm like, the crabs and bucket mortality in Nigeria is crazy, guys. Crazy, honestly. Crazy. Charles says, Olu's Onuachu underrated because of his height. That's a great question. I don't think it's because of his height. I think it's because of the form he has showed in the big 5 leagues. Like I've said before on this channel, one thing I like about Onuachu, he will bully the useless teams or leagues that are beyond his level. Any top 5 league, Onuachu will struggle in. But if you look at his record in his career, he's got 202 goals in 410 games. When he was in Midtjylland in the Danish league, he bodied them. 23 goals one season, 17 goals one season, 22 goals one season. That's just the way it goes for him. Then he moved to the Belgian Pro League. I mean, 10 goals in 28 games, 35 goals in 41 games. That was the first season we tracked Nigeria Football Weekly, because I remember he won the Ebony Show and all the awards. Then he scored 23 goals in 43 games. Then he scored 17 goals in 22 games. So he has been exceptional whenever it's not in the top 5 league. But then I don't know who advised him to go to Southampton, which pretty much just puts paid to his reputation. And even in that abysmal Southampton team, he still scored 4 Premier League goals in 25 games, you know. But I like the fact that he went back there on loan last season. I mean, the season before, scored 17 goals in 25 games for Trabzonspor, and now he's back with 17 goals in 21. So I don't think he's underrated because of his height. I think it's just what he's shown us outside once he's come to a top 5 league. So it's being judged accurately. Obviously, you guys know another person that I think may be a poor man's Onuachu, Tolu Arokodare, based on his record so far in his career, but we'll get into that later. Exactly. What else is on here in the comments about the game before I move on? Exactly. Southampton season was bad. Absolutely. Charles says, you see that 130k NFF should pay him. Enough of this cheap stuff and constant lies about not having money. Exactly. Go and pay him. The same Nigeria will try and equate our national team to England or say players should not choose certain coaches over us. If we want to be one of the best teams in Africa, we claim we're up there with Morocco and Senegal. Go and check how much they are paying their coach. And this is money that he said he used to pay the rest of his coaches, by the way. So pay him his money and let's get it, you know. And Jackson says on Onyedika is a good midfielder. We need to let him play his football and do what he can do. He's more of a creative CM than a DM. I think he's a bit of everything. But yeah, he's a lot better creatively than people definitely attribute him to be. And I think he definitely needs to find a role within the national team that allows him to be flourished. There's a world where I could see Iwobi and Onyedika playing easily. Like, they can both play line-breaking passes. Yes, whoever has the DM will have to do extra work. But between the Onyekas of the world, Akinson Miros and Ndidis of the world, and with good positioning, I don't see any reason why Onyedika and Iwobi can't play together, especially that Eric Shell's 4-4-2 diamond, you know, especially with Akor Adams and what happened recently. So let's see what happens. Let me get through the rest of the show, then I'll come back to the comments and get through them. But I do agree about Jackson's comment on Onyedika. Our resident Galatasaray fan, by the way, all I know was linked to Galatasaray. Didn't want to come. Thank God for that. Ademola Lookman as well. We begged him, but we couldn't finish the transfer. Honestly, thank God Lookman didn't come. I'm so happy I'm going to Madrid instead. And that's nothing against Turkey. We know you're passionate, but it's the coefficient is number 9 in the world for a reason, you know. So, you know, I love the passion though. Much love. Charles says that Southampton team was a bad omen for Aribo Onuachu. Honestly, look at Aribo now. It's so sad. Charles, I heard what's happening in Mexico. Crazy. I'm trying to see what's going to happen next with the whole narcos leader, and they had to stop a game and all of that. So crazy stuff. Charles says, my apologies, greets to you. My bro, I understood now. Please, I created a live chat so everybody could talk. So don't worry about it. Don't say hello. Like, I appreciate it all. By the way, before I continue, I hope all 46 people on the live stream have liked the video. That would be amazing, please. Thank you very much. How many likes do we have for now? Man United is 0-0, by the way. 30 minutes gone. 16 likes. Okay, I'll take the 16 for now. But please, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please like the video. That'll be much appreciated. Okay, just to round up the remaining standout players of the week. Also, another person who had a very good game this week was Wilfred Ndidi, Super Eagles captain. Wilfred Ndidi, we all know what happened last week when he had to travel to Nigeria to bury his dad. May his father so continue to rest in peace, and we give him his whole family strength to go through such a difficult and testing period. And what a way to honor his father. You know, on Sunday, Besiktas put Gotsepe to the sword, thrashed them by 4-0. And Wilfred Ndidi scored from a corner kick. Fantastic header yet again. And I love the tributes that he paid to his father with the salute celebration. You know, it was even the first goal of the game in the ninth minute. So, honestly, great goal, and what a moment of joy, considering all that him and his family are going through. So, Wilfred Ndidi, we love you and we appreciate you, Captain. You know, and may everything keep going well because we know Besiktas need to run it up in the table and get as close to Trabzonspor as possible. Also, even though we did not play this weekend, for those of you who did not join the live stream on Thursday or watch the weekend preview, Victor James Osimhen was in action for Galatasaray last week Tuesday, and he absolutely put Juventus to the sword. 3 of the goals Galatasaray scored were literally just based on Osimhen pressing. He managed to get 2 of those assists attributed to him, and honestly, it was the masterclass in how you influence a game without necessarily scoring, and how you can still be the best player, if not the most potent player on the pitch, even though they gave the man of the match to Gabriel Sara, you know. And I love the fact that he's going back to Italy to play against Luciano Spalletti, who was his old manager when he won the Scudetto, and he's back in Juventus. So he can remind the whole of Italy what they're missing out on, you know, and for them allowing his talents to go all the way to Turkey. But of course, you know my Premier League agenda. We need that. We need that. I'm tired. I don't want to just be talking about Nigerian players playing for Fulham, Nottingham Forest, Brentford, and Coventry. I need one of our shooters in the Big Six. In fact, let's not say Big Six. Big Four. In fact, what's Big Four? Who do we even want? It can't be Liverpool. They've signed too many strikers. It can't be Man City. Osimhen, I need to see you at Arsenal, Man United, or Chelsea. One of those 3 next summer. That's my wish for you. I will see how it goes. So shout out to Osimhen for his masterclass last week, and let's see how he gets when he plays Juventus on Wednesday. Also, I know some people have accused me of only platforming attackers on my standout performers of the week. You'll be pleased to know that Onyeka was named the man of the match this weekend for Coventry City as they continue their push for promotion, and they beat West Bromwich by 2-0 over the weekend. You know, Mason Clark opened the goal with the nice chip over the goalkeeper. And then I don't know if you guys have seen the Instagram post from the championship about Rudoni, this guy who smashed the ball straight to the top corner, and then he channeled Okuligalo's words and said, I just had to smash it. And you see Gallo in the comments also approving. Honestly, what a fantastic strike. Like, one of those bowlers. You know, those ones were like straight into the top corner. And it was 2-0. But Onyeka yet again was fantastic. Man of the match everywhere. Presence in all phases of play. Attack, defense, middle. All 3 phases of possession on the pitch. Onyeka was excellent. And yet again, you know, even though I'm not a big fan of players moving to the championship, you can take a minor step down for future glory. And we know that Coventry and Frank Lampard are top of the championship. They're odds-on favorites to win the league, which means they will qualify back to the Premier League. And whether I like to or not, we know Onyeka is a Premier League level midfielder. So as long as Coventry can guarantee that Onyeka will play every single game and start every game, I have no qualms seeing playing for Coventry for one season. We know he's better than Coventry. But this stop-start life at Brentford, where even with all these their Siamese tactics of throwing the ball and set pieces, he still can't get a game over Yarmouk or Jordan Henderson or Vitali or Jan Vitali. You know, we need our players playing football. No matter how good your situation is in terms of club, the most important thing as a player is you must be on the pitch. If you're not taking shots, you're not scoring goals. You can apply this adage to life, relationships, job search, anything. So as long as they're on the pitch, I'm okay. Especially because I know a lot of these current players, apart from Alebioshu at Blackburn, their teams look like they're either on course for promotion or they will get close to the championship playoff round. So, Onyeka, I want to salute you for your performance, and we look forward to seeing you back in the Premier League. Starting games. I like that they're already calling him the tank in all the posts by Coventry. So, shout out to Coventry. Coventry haven't been in the Premier League since I was a kid, man. I remember when they were in the Premier, like maybe 1999, 2000, when they wasn't them that Mustafa Haji at one point, or was that Bradford City? I just remember Coventry from one point, and obviously they're in between Birmingham and London, and I went to uni in Birmingham, so I've always just thought Coventry is an interesting place, but we'll see what happens. So shout out to them for that one. Also, I want to shout out Akor Adams. If you watch Sevilla's gameplay over the weekend, they managed to beat Getafe 1-0 away. Yes, Getafe had a red card, but Sevilla's goal with Akor Adams getting the assist reminded me of the kind of football we saw from the Super Eagles at AFCON. The ball was played into the box, literally. Akor Adams pinned his defender, and all he had to do was just roll the ball straight to Jibril. So the Switzerland attacker, who's probably of like Senegalese descent, to place the ball straight into the bottom corner. And it reminded me of the one-touch passing that we saw Lookman, Akor Adams, Iwobi, Osimhen all do during AFCON. Honestly, brilliant goal. And honestly, Sevilla needed it because they've really been struggling. So shout out to Akor Adams for the assist. We need goals, though, Akor. We need goals. but we'll take the assist for this weekend and Log may continue. Also, I want to shout out Osayi-Samuel. Osayi-Samuel got an assist for Birmingham City as they romped to a 2-0 win over Norwich City away. That's a big result because it moved Birmingham City up to 7th in the league, which means they're only one position off from the playoff spots. Birmingham, at one point, I was criticizing them because they were just lolling in mid-table. But the fact that this Birmingham, after all their money spent, Tom Brady, all of that, may just about make the playoffs, I'd like to see it. And Osayi-Samuel was in action and started the game and got an assist. To be fair, it was one of those assists where, like, he played the right winger in, but because the high line of Norwich was so high, the right winger ran the ball like 40 yards and then put the ball into the net. But still, it was Osayi-Samuel that set him free. So, long may that continue, Osayi-Samuel. You already know that we have a lot of love for you on this channel. You know, shout out your pops as well. You know, big Osayi-Samuel fans on this channel. And shout out to him for giving us his time in Morocco. One of the few players to do so. Also, Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi, even though Club Brugge beat his OH Leuven team 2-1, I wanted to call out his goal over the weekend. And also go and check the goal out. It was literally a solo goal all by himself. He ran literally 40 yards, dribbled 2 Club Brugge defenders because they were being very complacent, and he smashed the ball straight into the back of the net. So shout out to you, Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi. I know he used to play in the under 15 or under 17 with Osimhen them. I've forgotten the other guy. I can see his face in my head. He was playing in Serie A, Michael something. He was a midfielder. Very unserious career-wise though, but he'll be in Serie A, then a good Serie B. I've forgotten, I can see his face. But anyway, it is what it is. So that's it in terms of the standout performance for the week. So as you can see, that's why I had to wear the 96 kit, because honestly, our boys were cooking this weekend. They said, Nigeria, we're going to rep you on the map this weekend. Trust me, that it. And that's exactly what we saw. What to Skepta. Champions League, they gave it to us. League campaigns, they gave it to us. So shout out to all our players in all their teams for striving and bringing us so much joy and success over the past few days. So that's it in terms of standout performance for the week. Just before I do Starboy of the week, let me go through a few comments that I have not yet responded to. Shout out to you, Sammy. Thank you so much for the lovely words. He says, bravo, Olu. You're really doing a great job. Keep up the good job. Please, what update do you have about Benjamin Frederick's injury situation? That is a fantastic question, Sammy. And in fact, I saw a clip last week of Benjamin Frederick stepping up his training at the Brentford facilities. Remember, he's currently on loan in Belgium from Brentford, you know. But when you're a bigger club where you have all that great facilities, when your player is injured, they told FCV Denda to send him back to England. So he's been training and stepping up his training. I'm not quite sure when he'll be match fit already, but I'm very sure that he's a lot closer to his return right now than at any point over the past 4 or 5 months. And that's a great point. Thank you so much for that, because that's a player that we need massively. In fact, let's see if he could even get back to fitness in the next few weeks to potentially be called up for one of these Nigeria-friendly games. Thank you so much for that question, Sammy, and I appreciate you for the fantastic words. God bless you, and thank you so much. Jackson said, I wish Victor would score against Juventus. Broski, I think he has something cooking for them this Wednesday. Let's just see what's going on. John Andrea says, Olu, are you still against Niger players being called up if they're in the championship, like Ajayi, Ryan, or Onyeka? Honestly, John, it's not my preference. I think whether we like it or not, it still affects the perception of our national team. Where maybe we could say we're not quite there, that we have no choice. But the truth of the matter is, when you see how many players we report on a weekly basis, we have too many players playing in the good leagues for us to need championship players. What I would accept, though, at the moment is that if it's to stoop to conquer, like we know Onyeka is a Premier League player, so let's see him get back to the Prem. Ranale Bioshu, I even know that a Serie A team was in for him in January, so he could play in Serie A. So leave Blackburn and their relegation fodder. You're now a Super Eagles international. Get away from there. Osayi-Samuel, you're a Fenerbahce. For once, I'd even preferred if you stayed in Fenerbahce and you were at least playing these Europa League games for Fenerbahce rather than playing in the championship. But if Birmingham make it to the Prem, I'll accept it. Shemi Ajayi, people know my stance. Shemi Ajayi is about to be 33 years old. Same age as me, but I'm not a footballer. So I know I'm still young and sexy, but you know, I don't play football. But even Shemi Ajayi, Hull City and the race for promotion places. And we know how well he played in the Prem last time. At least he scored 2 or 3 headers. So I would caveat that if they're in the top 6 leagues, I could forgive. If they're in the top 6 positions, in the championship and they're about to be promoted, I can understand it. But honestly, I cannot wait for the day where we never call up someone from the championship for our national team. I cannot wait. In fact, if Benjamin Frederick was fit or Onuachu was already ready, I would have rather they give one of them a go over Shimi Ajayi just for this championship stuff, honestly. But it is what it is, man. So we keep moving. Jackson says Championship Coventry is better than Scottish League. Of course, Scottish League is a two-pack ass. Man, that league is so shit. In fact, right now, Hearts are even dominating, and they're like, oh my God, can we get a team to win the league for the first time in 40 years? You think Celtic and Rangers are these big teams. You know Celtic and Rangers get slapped up every time they go in Europe. This is not the days of, is it Paul Clement, when he was taking and Giovanni Van Bronckhorst, when they were taking Rangers to the final of the Europa League 4 years ago. Nah, things have changed, man. Things are not the same as before. And I know what he means about some teams, but the truth of the matter is, bro, at least right now, there's nobody from Scottish League that can even has any prayer of being in the Nigerian national team. Even Onuachu, I think his time has sailed. I mean, we know Eric Shaw likes pressing monsters. That's definitely not Kelechi. So, yeah, let's stay away from those leagues, please. Charles says, Olu, how did Sevilla turn to a small club? That is a great question. We need to even deep dive in one day. And it makes me so angry. I'm sure it has something to do with finances, for sure. Something to do with finances and mismanagement. But when I see Sevilla stink up the place compared to the history, it really pisses me off, man. Like, figure your shit out, man. But Sevilla, ASAP. Akor needs to hit 10, 15 goals. I agree. He's on 5. Is he on 5 or 6? I think he has 6 in the league now. But he needs to get to at least 10, 15 for sure. Thanks for the correction, Jackson. Jackson said, Coventry said, yeah, I was close. 2001 season, exactly. They were just 8 points from safety when they relegated to the championship alongside Manchester City and Bradford. Wow, such a long time ago. That's when Man City were getting relegated. This was so long ago that City got relegated, came back with Shongota, still signed Nicolas Anelka, and they still beat Man United in some games. Go and check the record. Shongota, I'll never forget. Da Vinci says, bro, given Frank the Tank's Nations Cup performance, you can even move to the Nigeria Premier League, and I'll still shout for him to be considered for the Super Eagles. Da Vinci makes me laugh, man. Okay, maybe that'll be a stretch, but I know what you mean. Frank Onyeka and Starboy will give them grace period of a few months based on what they did in AFCON. But the truth of the matter is, let's be honest, no matter how you are, meritocracy in the national team. There's a reason Lookman didn't even start performing until his Atlanta situation was behind him. Or at least he knew he was going to get the hell out of there. Look at how his whole performance were being affected based on the problems he was having at Atalanta all through last season. Do you know that for the whole of 2025, until AFCON started, Lookman did not score a single goal for Nigeria. World Cup qualifier or friendly match or nothing. It just wasn't working out. So I say that to say that your club performances will always still dictate your meritocracy of being called up to the national team. So we want our players playing for the best. Look at Lookman now. And look at these Atletico Madrid workings. There's no questions. There's no debates. There's no stories. You know, just excellence. Same with Osimhen. Keep it moving, my brothers, and let's shine. So long may it continue. A few more comments before I do the Starboy of the week. Shout out to our Turkish friends. I'm loving the Turks joining, man. Do you remember when the South Africans would join our live streams during World Cup qualifiers last year? That's what it feels like. Karim says, brother, I know that you don't want to hear this, but Osimhen has an exchange clause, but nobody wants to buy him because he's the most paid African and the most loved in Turkey. Why he won't leave? Bro, he only signed that contract last summer, bro. You can't say nobody wants to sign him when it's not the transfer window, and he's literally committed to giving you at least 2 years. We'll see what happens in the summer. Trust me, money talks. I don't know. If I explain to me, Karim, how the whole how the Galatasaray afford to pay Osimhen. I heard about the real estate that you're selling because of the Turkish lira rising up in value. But we know that what you're paying Osimhen and how much you paid for his fees, compared to what Galatasaray make as revenue as a club, talk less of the whole league. Is there a world where you're endangering the future of your club because you want Victor Osimhen? I would love to know your thoughts. So tell me what that is. It's not a case of, let's be honest, about nobody wants him. You will see in the summer when nobody wants Osimhen, my bro. Don't worry now. He says he believes Osimhen will finish his career in Turkey. God forbid. I rebuke it in the name of Jesus. Our potential greatest striker ever in Nigeria. Hey, you go and play all his football in Turkey in his prime. Oh, Lord, my J. God forbid, bad thing. Hey! We give him love and a financial support. When nobody wants to give him a Europe, still don't want to give. Bro, come on. There's no wage Galatasaray are paying Osimhen that the Premier League big boys cannot pay him. So all I will tell you, my bro, enjoy him for the rest of the season. There's a world where I can see him giving you one more season. But the truth of the matter is, even with all the love, he needs to be moving on to bigger and better things. So let's see. But I love how much you guys love him, man. And he's giving him a place where he feels the love again, like he did in Napoli before things went left. So shout out to you for that. I definitely hope he does not finish season in Kentucky. Hell no. Hell no, hell no, hell no. A few more comments before I go to the Starboy. Charles says Frederick, Osuji, Basi, Ryan, and the new kid who transfers from Sporting Lagos to Wolves will be the future of our defense. Let me hear that again. Basi, Benjamin, Frederick, I agree. I think Igbo, do you put Igbo there? Chibike Waiwo as well will be there. I've forgotten the guy that has moved to Wolves. Osuji, I haven't seen him do anything to be sure of him yet. Alebioshu, it makes us feel a bit better about our right back situation because Osayi-Samuel and Ola I know are closer to 30. So I agree with that one. We also have Samuel Esife, who started playing and starting games for Slavia Prague. He's a right back as well. There's also Daniel Oyegoke at Verona. He's British Nigerian, but England ain't going to call him up. So when he improves, we'll see if we can take him there. So we'll go from there. Left back, when I look at my left back pool, Felix Agu's young enough, but I want someone stronger there, to be honest. So let's see how it shakes out. But we have, especially center back, where we've got a lot of players there for sure. So let's see. In fact, Charles, to be honest with you, our midfield, we're better than you think, you know. We're better than you think, bro. This is why Oloke does those 20-30 pool talents things all the time. Apart from Akor Adams and Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi, there's also Anthony Dennis, who is currently playing in Gotsepe and they're fourth in the league. There's no reason he should not be called up to the national team. You've got David Moses also at Slavia Prague. He's done enough good things for us to be sure about his talent and where he could go. You know, Onyedika will still be 29 by the time that World Cup comes around, literally, you know. And then there's still the Daniel Daggers of the world that we can hope for the best, and Leslie Gochukwu and co. But honestly, between Akor Adams, Nadi, and also Anthony Dennis, we have a lot of good central midfielders. What we really need is central attacking midfielders. Central attacking midfielders. We need that. That is our biggest deficiency in a national team for sure. And I agree on that one. Any other comments before I move on? Charles says, it pains me how Kelechi just turns into this. Lack of indiscipline and that constant friendship. Honestly, good for whatever he deserves. At least he's had a fruitful career, won a few medals here or there. So it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. So shout out to Kelechi. But it is a shame. I think he could have been even bigger than what he ended up doing. A few more comments. Charles says, that's how I will always blame Atlanta for our World Cup performance. The boy wanted out. Exactly. The club form will always matter for sure. John Andrea says, like CR7, joining Juve, mess them financially or giving Ramsey 300K. Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't get what's... I mean, I'm grateful for the love Gala have over for him. And the fact that they won their first knockout game in a Champions League match in 12 years because of Osimhen is exactly what justifies signing someone like Osimhen. Because the money they're about to make from the Champions League will be far greater than anything anybody else from the Turkish league makes. So there's a world where maybe they could balance the books based on Champions League revenue, but it's not guaranteed. And let's be honest, if Galatasaray make the quarterfinal, I will consider that to be a great achievement. So let's see how things go and how they get on. Exactly like Jackson said, Victor will start in a top Spanish club. Victor Osimhen will start for any club in football right now except Man City and Real Madrid. That's literally it. That is it. Everybody else, Victor Osimhen will start for them. So we'll see what shakes out in the summer and where he ends up at. And Bayern Munich, sorry, he will not start over Harry Kane. But I don't want him to go to Bundesliga. Please, don't go there. Please, face your front. England or Barcelona. That's it for me. Come and run your PR up and let's see where you get on in your career, my bro, and take it from there. Bukola, honestly, forget DR Congo. Forget. In fact, shameless NFF, I'm going to get to them. They finally stopped deceiving Nigerians and announced the friendly games that we are playing in March against Iran and Jordan. I'll get there very, very soon. Please, I'm begging you, Nigerians, forget these NFF lies. They are horrible people. They wanted to just deflect the fact that they're not going to make the World Cup. I'm telling you, nobody has resigned from the NFF. There's been no improvements in facilities. They are still struggling to pay the coach. They're even trying to gaslight the coach and make it seem like his demands are reasonable. None of the people that put us this abject failure when we're about to play Iran and Jordan. Mind you, Iran and Jordan are both going to the World Cup. Oh. Jordan are going to the World Cup and Nigeria are not there. Nigerians, I beg you, stop letting this as a men finesse you. There is no Congo petition. It was a scam from the start. In fact, take it to the bank. Very horrible people. Now it's time to organize friendly with Iran and Jordan now. They just dropped it on Twitter like we'll not see the announcements. Please stop letting them mumu us. They did not do what the needful was to make sure we prosecute the World Cup qualifiers now to enter back door. Yes, we're all sad because we know that our team is good enough and on a good day we could have beaten anybody at the World Cup. But these are the consequences we have to face for our national team. It's why we all have a right to complain, we all have a right to praise, and we all have a right to demand. And we all have a right to also do our part as fans if we can. Whether that's support, jerseys, podcasts, just even watching, keeping up to date, like a lot of you guys in the community, that's amazing. But my brother, forget this thing, I'm telling you. It was all a distraction. World Cup starts in four months' time. Better start sharpening your pen to support our other African countries. Me too, I have my Ghana jersey ready, safe. We will support Ghana against England very well. So, my bro, please forget about that. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. But thank you so much for the kind words, though. I appreciate you so much for the thumbs up and praise. It means a lot. Sammy also mentioned, what can you say about Emmanuel Fernandez? He's really going to play for Nigeria. I think it's the usual fake news you see from people trying to attribute players to being scouted for Nigeria now. What I'll say about Emmanuel Fernandez, he has a good profile. So let's see where he gets to in the next few years. But it's the same way. It's not everybody that looks like they're a shiny new toy England call-up. You have to deserve the call-up. Emmanuel Fernandez, in my opinion, is behind all these guys in the pecking order. Because the Rangers and Scottish Premiership right now is even in a worse place than it was before. Rangers are so useless. I think they even lost to... They lose or draw to Hibs yesterday. So until we see this guy playing in Europe and Rangers are dominating the league like Aribo and Basti were doing, we should not be calling him up. It's still a meritocracy, but he has an interesting profile and we'll keep watching him and seeing how things go. So we'll take it from there, my brother. I hope that is a good explanation. And Da Vinci said, Olu, God forbid, if the NFF do their worst and part ways with Eric Shell, is there any coach think is the next worthy? I'm trying to avoid saying Hervé Renard because I don't have a foreign guys. Honestly, my brother, great question. First of all, they won't even be able to pay Hervé Renard. If they are owing Eric Shell 7 months salary on his normal, the terms he signed when they claim he was a nobody, as if it's not them that went to go and pick him for the work he did with Mali. If you see some of the ignorant comments on my YouTube, people say, who was he before we picked him up? Did you pick Eric Shell up because he did nothing? If he did nothing, why did you appoint him as the first ever black man that is not Nigerian to take care of the national team? Let's stop kidding ourselves, man. This Nigerian arrogance, it goes both ways. It's a negotiation. Both parties have to be happy. But NFF, of course, they are sending all those banger boys to be dropping all sorts of nonsense news. We see through it all, mate. We're not falling for it. Go and do a better job. Thank you. They must keep Eric Shello. Thank you very much, Nigeria. I sat down here and did a review when Eric Shell's Mali team beat us 2-0 in a friendly match. That's how incompetent Finidi George and those NFF people are. In fact, I'm sure that's when they even remembered who he was. Don't get me. In fact, thank you for reminding me. This is why I do this on Nigeria Football Weekly. We need a place where all the information exists and remains. Nigerians forget too easily. Too easily. Too easily. There's some nonsense will happen again in a year's time. They'll say, how could this happen? All the time. All the time. Amnesia. We forget. They will blame the next person. As I mean, NFL people, they walk away scot-free. Then you come and find the next scapegoat to blame. God is watching all of us, Sha. We clearly move on. All right. Before I move on to the next step, thanks for that, John Andrea. Let me go through a few more comments and I'll start. Oh, I'm loving the engagement in these comments, man. This is why the videos are so long. If anyone is watching this on replay, this is why the videos are long, by the way. Shout out to the community, but we have to interact, you know. So, any other comments? Karim, ask your question. I'm going to read your comments finally before I move on. Tyrista says, well, even though NFF is scamming us, don't you think FIFA already knows about the claim and will still act? Even if they know, but it's already clear because if the NFF are announcing friendly games against Iran and Jordan, It means they know what's coming, in my humble opinion. Look, if we still go somehow end up this World Cup, I'll be the first to come here and praise the heavens and even say slander me. Let's focus on the World Cup. But I'm just trying to set expectations. Don't you find it kind of sinister, the fact that we're just hearing petition? When have you heard this kind of thing before? For men's World Cup, come on. It's so dodgy, man. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right at all, man. But we'll see what God. I'm just telling you, take your mind away from it. We got friendly games prepared for, and I'm going to talk about them. Don't worry. I'm going to get into it. Thanks for that comment, Charles. Charles also said, Eric Shell's Mali beat Saudi Arabia, while Pesero could not beat Saudi. Thank you. That was the Saudi that Roberto Mancini was the coach, by the way. Thank you. Thanks for that reminder, Charles. Eric Shell has taken us to 26th place. By the way, this is our highest ranking in 16 years for those ungrateful Nigerians. And this was the first time he had enough time to stay with the squad for AFCON. So even the performances he did before, we might as well call them mini miracles. Because that NFF and co is just to stand and doing big man. There's nothing tangible they can show you. Have you seen that £10 million Stoke City facility? We know what they would have told us to be the cost if it was Nigeria. So let's keep it moving. Thank you so much, FBV Zone. He says, well done, Olu. God bless you. Shout out to you, Marcus Aki. Hey, shout out from Ghana, man. Thank you so much for the comment. I appreciate that so much. Amazing, amazing. Good to see you, man. I think I've gone through most of them except for our Turkish brother, which I'll quickly run through and then we'll move on. Karim says, the Gala fans think about making an unbelievable facility, especially where Osimhen comes from. Would y'all like and appreciate it or not? Because y'all have to want it too. My brother, look, Nigerians, do something because you want to do it for yourself. Don't do it for Nigerians. Nigerians are very fair weather people. If Osimhen should mess up, they will abuse him. If Osimhen should succeed, we'll praise him like he's the best thing in the world ever. Don't do anything for Nigeria because you think Nigerians will appreciate it, or because you think it will buy loyalty to Galatasaray. The moment Osimhen leaves Galatasaray, Nigerians are leaving Galatasaray, my brother. It's you Turks that will remind us how much Galatasaray means and matters. And that's why I love that you mentioned Onyeka, because I've been tracking Nigerian players on this channel for 5 years. And I remember when Onyeka won the Galatasaray title. So shout out to it, but do anything you want for yourself. Nigeria has 200 million people. We are probably 3 times the size of Turkey. So if you do anything on top one person's consent, it's not going to make you happy, my bro. So do what you got to do, and God will bless you for the good things you do for people. Karim said, brother, I wants to give above 50 million euros. Explain it to me. He has an exchange clause above 75 million euros, and we pay him more than 50 million euros plus extra millions we add. Karim, I would like to believe you watch the top 5 leagues or you watch football club. There's nothing you've said there that a prime big boy like Arsenal, Man U, or Chelsea cannot afford. The only difference is you have to accept that in England, you pay 40% tax to HMRC. So it reduces money small. But acting like all of a sudden Galatasaray can afford wages that the big boys in the world cannot afford. Come on, let's not be silly here, please. Come on, mate. Come on, yeah. He said the Ballon d'Or winner was Dembele, right? Do you know how much he gets? Not even, my brother, you're saying all these things to make yourself feel better in case he leaves. Look, if he stays at Galatasaray forever, good for you. But I don't think that would be a good use of his career, considering what he could have, the heights he could have reached. But it's not left to me to explain to you why my player will stay at your club. Let him stay there. We appreciate it for now, but this is someone that could end up being Nigeria's greatest ever player. And it would be a shame if he ends up his career by only playing for Napoli and Galatasaray and Lille, where we all know that he could have played for the best teams in England or in Spain and could have really challenged for the Champions League on his own. So, yeah, those are my takes, man. No offense or no, I mean that in the most respectful way. His last question is about Favor Philly. Honestly, bro, I don't know enough about the situation. I'm not an expert on non-football. I watch a lot of sports. I know Philly said she wants to run for Turkey. He said, you made us sad with the comments. I don't understand. What made you sad, bro? Nigerians don't want any player to leave their country and run for another country. So I don't know how anything can make you sad. I think Nigerians were more mad at the Nigerian administrations for letting Ophelia down because she missed the race in the World Cup, So, because she missed the race in the Olympics, sorry. But we'll keep it football. But I hope that answers your question anyway. Thank you guys so much for the comments. These engagements are incredible, man. Ayorinde Emmanuel, God bless you, man. He says, Olu, really, you are really bigger than you think. Your audio voice on Eric's video on his demand list was played on a popular radio station in Nigeria yesterday. Please keep up your good work. Are you serious? I didn't know that. They use my voice. Hey! Give me some more information, bro. They use my voice. I had no idea. What was it, Brilla or one of those ones? Send me all the details, bro. Send it to my DMs. Send it to my DMs. Send it to the email. Anywhere, man. What? See Nigeria again. I don't even mind if they don't pay me. Just give me the credit, for Christ's sake, you know. I had no idea. Said, I hope they gave you your credit before using your voice. I told you. Although they said journalist. Okay, we'll take that. Send me the details, brother, if you can. That'll be amazing. And thank you so much for the kind words. I had no idea. Guys, please, if you see me anywhere or you hear me anywhere, someone's telling me that his brother shares snippets from the podcast on WhatsApp. I don't know these things. So when it happens, please send it my way, guys. Much love. It's all because of you guys, man. Especially you, the ride or dies that are always here every week. And we chop up this content. Yeah, again, Oloke has never done Starboy of the week. But please, Emmanuel, every day, please give me all the deets, bro. Send it to me on Insta. Send it to me on YouTube. Anywhere. In fact, email me, olu@nigerianfootballweekly.com. Yes, I've got an email address now. Business email, olu@nigerianfootballweekly.com. Send it to me, bro. Thank you so much. And then before I move on, finally, let me just go through Javinci's comment. Ghana and England and Croatia's group. Was this not an opportunity missed to play England in a friendly? Now we're playing teams that are likely on Ramadan. Bro, to be honest with you, don't get carried away. I have a big feeling we're going to play England in June. England are going to come and ask us to be one of their pre-World Cup friendly games before they play Ghana. Because we're the only West African giant that didn't make the World Cup. Maybe they could ask Cameroon. But I promise you, they're going to come to ask Nigeria Cameroon to play a friendly game. So it's not over. That's why you heard the Portugal one. Even Portugal, it's because they're likely going to play DR Congo. So they want to play Nigeria. I'm 99% sure Nigeria will play a tier 1 national team in June as pre-World Cup friendly for sure. And it serves us right so that we will make sure that we don't feel bad again for the kind of stuff that happens. You know, but yeah, I hope that answered your questions, guys. Much love for all of that. That was amazing. Emmanuel, please, I'm waiting for more details. They played my voice. I had no idea. Please, if someone can even send me the clip, man. We'll tell them to tag us and give us our credit properly. Shout out to everybody, man. Okay. 1 hour on stand-up once of the week. To be fair, Nigerian players bought out. And we've been talking about the comments a lot. So, Starboy of the week, guys. By the way, second half of Everton Man United has just resumed. Oh, just be oh. Oh, Lammers with the save. That was a tame one, bro. Anyway, Starboy of the week, drum roll. I think this week I have to be biased anyway. But starting with the bronze medal. This week, enough people have to share the bronze medal. I think 3 players share the bronze medal. Frank Onyeka for his man of the match performance for Coventry in the championship as they head towards back to the Premier League. What an amazing performance. Since he started for Coventry, they've won back-to-back games, including beating Middlesbrough and dominating. So fantastic to see. Bronze medal this week, we have to give it to Onuachu again. Scored his 17th league goal of the season. 7 straight game that he scored in. Top goal scorer by far. And Trabzonspor's European charge continues as he continues to perform well for them. Also, Raphael Onyedika, just for his exploits in the Champions League alone, you know, almost getting the man of the match. 1 goal, 1 assist. Decisive in all phases of football play for Club Brugge in their Champions League knockout game against Atletico Madrid. Getting the assist literally equalized for Club Brugge to make it 3-3, which makes the game tomorrow even matter. Raphael Onyedika, you need your stars, and you also get a bronze medal. Silver medal this week, Alex Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi. Oh my God, you go to the Stadium of Light, they tell us how difficult the stadium is and how it's tough to play Sunderland. It will be said, don't worry, hold my beer. And I'll also get an assist by Basi. First goal, look at the fantastic corner kick he played. I even thought only Lookman can play corner. It's a lie. Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi, hang that ball in the air, please. Get me late. Jimenez 1-0. Basi then helped win a penalty, which Jimenez dispatched to make it 2-0. Even though Sunderland scored a consolation through and Zulefi through the penalty spot, Iwobi said, don't worry. Look, I have lungs for days. I can run the whole pitch. Ran 80 meters with the whole length of the pitch while Harry Wilson on a breakaway. Literally counter-attack. Harry Wilson, Alex Iwobi, and one more player against 3 defenders from Sunderland. Expert counter-attack. Watch out once Harry Wilson released the ball in such a fantastic way that all Alex Iwobi needs to do is just touch the ball with his left boots. Straight into the dink into the corner, into the right-hand side of the net to make it 3-1 and end the game as a contest. Alexander Iwobi, like I said earlier in this podcast, you will always be great. We'll always be here to remind the world of how awesome you are. You will soon be our most capped player ever in Nigeria history, and you must win an AFCON one day in the name of Jesus. Iwobi will always be here to give you praise. So you get the silver medal this week. And gold medal this week. The one that's given us opportunity to travel places and make moves and cover our players in the best Champions League games and also beat Barcelona in the Copa del Rey semi-finals and also beat opponents in the Champions League and score your first ever Champions League game for Atletico Madrid against Club Brugge. And then the weekend comes and you say, you know what? It's okay. I may have lost 2 games initially in La Liga, but today, hell no. We're even going to play Espanyol, who are 6th and flirting with making the Champions League, and we're going to put them into their place and show them and remind them who's boss. And that's exactly what Atletico Madrid did. Ademola Lookman as well, yet again in just 65 minutes, go and check out his first La Liga goal. Excellent header at the back post after Ruggeri headed the corner towards the back post. Great instincts, great finishing. He's already showing those instincts in terms of scoring goals and getting assists. Yes, Simeone wants to see him be more involved in the play. But when you've come to a club, in your first 6 games, you have 4 goals and 2 assists, and you were denied 1 or 2 based on VAR here or there, my brother, you are shining. Thank you for putting Nigeria on the map. Thank you for all the praise. And honestly, even though it's a bit of an inconvenience, I am so grateful for the opportunity to go and cover my first Champions League match in person based on your brilliance. Ademola Junior Lookman, you are the gold medalist for Starboy of the Week this week, and may you continue to shine and make us proud. And by God's grace, tomorrow you will make sure my trip is not in vain. And I will see you and I will speak to you, and you will continue to be Starboy of the Week contender from now to the end of the season. Let's go. How about that for a gold medal moment? Let's go. Shout out to Alex Iwobi for the Champions League, but I just edged it. I can see Jackson's comment, but bro, when you are Lookman and you score in both the Champions League, then you go beat Espanyol, who are 6th in La Liga. My brother, you get the praise. Alex Iwobi, you get the silver this week, but you are amazing and incredible. So shout out to our boys. Hey, shout out for the Karim. I like this praise. Thank you, guys. See what I was saying about Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi? Thank you. Brother, Onuachu is an unbelievable defender. Really, every player is too good in Turkey. At least I like the fact you're honest about how good they are compared to the league. So, Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi, Eric Shell, I know you're watching. We need to see him in the friendly game. Let him come and make his debut against Jordan, and we go from there. You know, but I appreciate your honesty on that one. Thank you, Karim. Jackson says that friendly match, I'm sure NFF wants to make money from it, of course. But to be fair, you could see the sensibilities around playing those friendly games. We have to play games in March anyway, and I'm going to touch on it next and how it affects our world ranking as well. But, you know, maybe they were trying to wait to see if FIFA would give them any hope. But like I said, they're wasting our time with that one. Also, shout out to Sammy. Sammy says, bro, I believe you. The NFF so-called competition against JR Congo is a scam. The body language these days. Yeah, thank you. Did you see Shehu Diko all of a sudden from saying, I feel very confident? Last week he said, we have done our best and we'll see how it goes. These people take Nigerians for idiots. I'm telling you guys, they think Nigerians are stupid. I'm telling you. Hey, shout out to H. I'll see you in a minute, H. How are you? Resident South Africa. I think England are playing Costa Rica and New Zealand in June. Okay, that's confirmed. Okay, maybe we'll face Portugal and see how it goes there. A shout out to all the guys. Yeah, Karen, maybe we'll get you every Monday since I like all the things you're always saying about this channel. Like I used to watch Nwakeme when he became a Trabzonspor legend. Exactly, with Onazi and co. Y'all are too good, man. God gave you guys talent, athleticism, and strength, which is not normal. We love you too much. Honestly, shout out to Turkey too, man. I'm hoping I'll be able to visit Galatasaray maybe before the end of the season. Maybe when you win the league. Maybe I'll try and get a press pass to watch Osimhen because I went to Naples when he won the Scudetto. So maybe I may just come to Istanbul. I've been to Turkey for a wedding before. Brilliant place as well. And I love how much Turkish people love football. Trust me, they bleed this shit. I went to a wedding. I saw a guy watching Fenerbahce Galatasaray on the phone. He was supposed to be security guard. That was Osimhen's first season when he was there. You know, when Galatasaray still beat the shit out of them. So, shout out to that. And that is Starboy of the week. Okay, let me run it up quickly. I know people have things to do and places to be. And other things to do, watching Man United. So, Super Eagles friendly. I mean, for anybody living under the rock, I'll keep this one short and sweet. The NFL finally stopped deceiving everybody. And on Saturday, February 21st, they finally announced that Nigeria will be in action during the March international window. First game is going to be against Iran on Friday, March 27th. Friday, March 27th. So literally in exactly 4 weeks and 4 days from today. And then we'll play our second game against Jordan on Tuesday, March 31st. You know? This is, of course, provided that nothing changes with this petition or this DR Congo thing. We know that even the time when we ended up having to play the games against Gabon and DR Congo, initially we were to have friendly games scheduled, but they had to be cancelled. I think we were going to play Venezuela and one other country in America. So this is not to say I am sure I know for a fact. All I can report is, guys, do not get your hopes up. Nigeria have officially scheduled 2 friendly games for March against Iran and Jordan. Now, you guys that keep saying, oh, look at these teams that are making us play. You see why I always bang on about world rankings on this channel. Go and look at the FIFA world rankings and somebody tell me where Iran is in the world rankings. Iran are ranked 20th in the world, guys. That's why you must perform and not draw against Lesotho or draw against Zimbabwe or lose to Benin Republic. This is why you must beat the small boys when you play the small boys. And you must beat them black and blue. You do not need to rely on beating Libya 1-0. Then they play some games and they award you the result 3-0 away. You have to beat minnows. Any team that is not Senegal or Morocco on the African continent. After what Eric Shell showed me with his eyes, and we know in our eyes what we can see from our team. While I know and Frederick were injured, there is no team we should be playing in Africa over the next 2-3 years that we should not be beating well. Except from those two. Algeria or Egypt will come. Mali, Ghana, come. Ivory Coast, safe, come. At least with this tactical plan we have, an ideology, we should be beating people up black and blue, honestly. But I'm telling you, I say this because Iran, go and check their World Cup qualifying. They never have issues. They beat the teams they should beat. Go and check the Asian Cup. Yes, sometimes is it Jordan that made the Asian Cup final because they keep letting Qatar win it. But big boys do what big boys teams do. That's why their ranking remains high. But Nigeria will now do well for 2 months and expect our ranking to magically be up. Eric Shell has put our ranking in the highest level it's been in 16 years. 16 years. If you go to university for 4 years, you will get 4 degrees by the time 16 years has passed. For all of you on grades that will be saying Eric Shell is asking for too much, I don't think people realize how useless Nigeria have been in international football over the past 16 years compared to our potential. If Morocco can be 8th in the world without winning AFCON, that tells you where Nigeria should be. Whether you like it or not, do they have more talent than us? Our population is 7 times the size of Morocco. Senegal, we should even hide our face. What's Senegal's population? It cannot be more than 30 million. Nigeria, we're very, very, very... Sometimes we need shit. Oh my God. Senegal population, 90.6 million. Hey, God of Nigeria. Hey. And we keep embarrassing ourselves. Anyway, the whole point is, whether you like it or not, or whether you're upset about the World Cup, Nigeria have World Cup friendly games to play, and they must prosecute them well, whether we like it or not, or it hurts your feelings. Simply because our world rankings cannot drop. It is as simple as that. And that's where I'm going with this one. Based on current world rankings, Iran are 20th in the world, Nigeria are 26th, and Jordan are 64th in the world. Whether you like it or not, we have more to lose than Iran. If we beat Iran, we also have more to gain. Because you've beaten a team that is with a higher rank than you, you will automatically get more points from winning that friendly. Even though on paper, who the hell are Iran? We should be beating the shit out of them. It's not Iran that England beat 6-1 in the last World Cup. Nigeria and Iran on paper, let's be honest, we should be giving them at least 3-1. Yes, Mediterranean will start. Yes, they have 1 or 2 defenders, but come on. It's Iran, for Christ's sake. So if we beat Iran, we will get plus 5.34 points added to our ranking. Because Jordan are ranked 64th in the world, they're much lower. A win against Jordan will only increase our ranking by plus 3.19. So basically, if we secure both wins, our total points will rise to 1,590 points. At the moment, we are currently at 1,583 points. The good news is there's a world where by winning these friendlies, we will move up from 26th to 24th in the world. And that's the point I wanted to raise for everybody on this channel. So Nigeria, we could go past Turkey and Austria by winning these two games. Now, the problem, of course, is Turkey do have actual World Cup qualifier games to win. So if they win one of those or two of them, they will also go forward in the rankings. But the point is just to buttress why friendlies matter and how they all count towards your world ranking. And we already know Nigeria is going to slide during the World Cup because we ain't playing nothing. So it's time to continue and make moves right now. So let's see what happens and where we could get to. I would predict we could get to 25th just because even if we pass Turkey and Austria, Turkey only need to win their game. I think they're playing North Macedonia. Or they've got a tough fixture, but it's not going to be easy. Now, the key thing is also we must not lose. If we lose, we will drop down 29th in the world. I'm telling you, especially because of how lowly ranked Jordan are. And it's also because Turkey are playing Romania in the World Cup playoff, which means it will count for at least 25 points in terms of multiplier, compared to 10 points as the multiplier if it's a friendly game. So that just lets you know how big World Cup affects rankings. It is so massive, you know, so massive. So let's see when Nigeria gets on against Iran and against Jordan. But those games are still 4.5 weeks away. But the most important game we must not lose or even draw is the Jordan game because they are 38 places below Nigeria. So I hope you guys understood that, and I hope that's clear. So Congo, good luck in the World Cup. It's your first time in 54 years. Let's see what they can do if they can beat Jamaica. Nigeria, we got friendly games to face. So let's prosecute our friendly games and see how we perform once those games take place. So a few comments on the games. Thank you so much for that, Jackson. Exactly. We must not lose and invite serious players. The good thing is it's going to be the first international break for the year. Everybody knows that AFCON was actually not a international break for the whole world. It was just Africa alone. So a lot of countries, every country will be playing a match in March. Whether it's a World Cup playoff or a friendly match or some kind of qualifier, it's all going down. So everybody, there's no reason not to invite our best squad. I don't care if Osimhen is preparing for a Champions League quarterfinal. It's going to be unlikely by the end of March anyway. But I can see a world when they beat Tottenham, and I hope they do, so they can abuse them, and then we'll take it from there. So we see what going. I like Uche's words about the yellow card issue. The difference with the yellow card issue is, bro, we had precedent for that. We clearly know that there was a rule breach. We all knew that South Africa were going to get penalized at some point, bro. This whole Hesse, Wan-Bissaka, bro, I think Nigeria has been shameless, if I'm being honest. So remove your mind from it, my bro. I'm telling you. This is what I was talking about, by the way. This is the Uche comments. Thanks for commenting. Uche also said we had Colombia, Venezuela. Oh, yeah, I mentioned that, and they got cancelled. Hey, Ilya, shout out to you, man. Good to see you, bro. Hope you're doing well. Uche then goes, if there was no bone of contention. Uche, how about we leave it like this? If you want to have hope that Nigeria will go to the World Cup, please be my guest. In fact, I will personally have you come on live here to rub it in my face, and then I'll now get excited again because not many people love Super Eggs more than me. But can we just leave it at that, my bro? Let's stop doing this one now. We've rehashed this. No credible news site is even reporting this thing except Nigerian news channel looking for noise. So it is what it is. We'll see what happens. If we get there, we'll get there. Shout out to you, Sammy. Sammy says, love your frankness about the issue. Thank you so much. We have to be honest. Da Vinci's goals might be a hot take, but for years, I have felt that FIFA's policy of government interference in football has enabled the rot in NFF. The federal government needs to have the power to fire the board when needed. Thank you so much for that comment, Da Vinci. I like Da Vinci's comments because sometimes they are standalone topics. Bro, that's a subject for a separate video. I agree. NFF and this whole government interference is all rubbish. Because they all know that every country still collects money from the government, but then they claim that you cannot abuse them. It's all rubbish, man. Uche says the yellow card was not reported for long. Uche, are you that gullible? Come on now. FIFA match reports, they saw the yellow card already now. Even if Nigeria did not file it, we all knew that FIFA were always going to punish South Africa for that. No country has ever escaped with playing a banned player in a match that it shouldn't have played now. Come on now, bro. Anyway, Davichi, thanks for that take again. I'll add it to my list of things to talk about. So we'll see what going on. Karim says Nigeria will beat. I can't use the word he used there because we have to be careful about the people watching the comments. But I would love to see Nigeria beat around 5-0. Please, I know the excitement. I know what you mean, but let's be sensitive with the word and the language, please. Just a little bit. Thanks for that comment, Elias. See, this is why I like Elias' knowledge. Jordan have one of the best players, Yazan Al-Naimat, out injured, and he will be back just for the World Cup. Very confident Nigeria will beat them. To be honest, even if he played, we should be beating Jordan. Like, I can't even believe. In fact, let me know if you disrespect those countries. I'm sure some Nigerians don't even know the Jordan flag. Honestly. You know. But we'll see how it goes anyway. And me, look, I'm always excited to watch Super Eagles. So, of course, once the list comes out for that in like a month's time, we'll dissect it and we'll see who's been called up and what the continuity of Eric Shell's career looks like for the national team. But very, very exciting news. Once Nigeria have games to play, we're excited. And like I said, guys, this is not a one-year thing. We'll go again. There'll be another World Cup again. The women's AFCON starts in a few weeks. We're hoping they'll qualify for the World Cup. Next year, we may even have AFCON in the Pamuja countries and also a World Cup in Brazil. I would love to see that. That would be very, 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 very exciting. So let's see how it goes. So that's it. Last comment I will respond to my Turkish friend there. Karim, you should join as a member because you have a lot of good questions that we can just sit down and talk. It's taking me off my stride of my format, but Fisar Delebashiru, I'll be honest, bro. I hope he doesn't sign for you. I hope he goes, stay in Syria, stay in the top 5 league, man. I respect the Turkey, but the visibility there is terrible. If you're not Osimhen and you're playing Champions League, nobody knows what you're doing there as far as Nigerians trying to watch their players. So please, Fisayo from Lazio, please. Leon is there. Atalanta is there. In fact, come and do mid-table Premier League. We won't mind. Or go to mid-table La Liga. We won't mind. But please, Nigeria's the Turkey. They're enough for now, I beg. Even our Super Eagles captain is there. It's enough, please. Even Osayi-Samuel was there, please. It's enough. We love the love, bro. Please. Top 5 leagues, please, please, please. God bless. Okay. On to something more serious, which I wanted to just give it the importance it deserves. We all know that Tolu Arokodare was racially abused yesterday. Wolverhampton lost 1-0 to Crystal Palace after conceding a last-minute winner. But unfortunately, Tolu Arokodare missed a penalty for Wolverhampton. Yes, we know that he missed 3 of his final 3 penalties when he was at Genk, and he's probably not the best penalty kick taker in the world. And you have to admit that the penalty was pretty terrible. But I don't care how bad your penalty is. It does not give you the right for somebody to abuse you. I am begging you. This thing needs to stop. Why is it that every time a player makes a mistake, especially when they're black, they must be racially abused or called monkeys? Tolu Arokodare and Wolves have condemned the racist messages that were sent to him after he had his penalty saved against Crystal Palace. Wolves also posted the screenshots, by the way, showing the names of the people who sent the message to Arokodare. Mind you, this is a club that I know they're already going down. Oh. So they have more hits in their hearts than even understanding context around the situation. That's why I always tell you people about these British Nigerians that just play for England. I'm not saying we know majority of people in this country are not racist, but I actually think they are more racist in England than you realize. There's a reason why reform is leading the polls for the next government. So let England stop deceiving us about, oh, the racist people are minority. This is a country that a whole owner of Man United came out to say that immigrants are colonizing the country. The same country that colonized all our countries, including us, Nigeria. We celebrate Independence Day every day. And we live in a country in England where they cannot even acknowledge the fact they colonized us. Do you know they did not teach students in school that they colonized us? They make it seem like the Commonwealth is some kind of fancy group of fun vibes. And we know England are smart enough. If they make sure not to teach their entire country about colonization, they know why. So forgive me if I'm very skeptical about the fact that racists in England are in a minority. I disagree. Whenever there's any issue in this country, economic or anything, First they do. Who can we blame? The tiny 0.2%. Mind you, this is the country that went around the world pillaging everywhere. Do we speak English in Nigeria voluntarily? Do we celebrate Independence Day voluntarily? So, guys, forgive me if I'm very, very skeptical about the average, especially outside London. I live in London. In London, I believe we're living now in utopia. But you see outside London, all these places, all these small, small villages that everybody thinks they're important. At least America. America is so big that they have a lot of weird places, but they still have influence. You can go to Wisconsin. They have their own place. You can go to Phoenix in Arizona. You can go to New Orleans. In England, London is the only place. London powers 50% and plus of the GDP of this entire country. England refused to accept how small they are. Texas alone is 4 times the size of this country. So I'm telling you, this country, I know what I'm saying. Reform, top of the thing. Anyway, the whole point is to say there are a lot of racists among us. And we must make sure that they never, ever have a day of peace in their life. We must call out, condemn, and always make sure that we raise issues when they need to be raised. When you turn the other cheek, that's why people think this thing is normal. Do you know how many years people will be, you allow someone to say some racist joke, oh, it's just banter now. That's how in 10 years' time, they'll come and look you in the eye and tell you that, oh, you didn't know that was racist before, but now it's racist. So yet again, the moment a footballer misses a chance, they'll come and put in monkey emojis inside his chat. The sheer brazenness of it all. No matter the age, no matter the gender, and I promise you the British establishment, even though they claim they'll do something about it, go and turn on the news and see the way they are reporting immigrants versus expats. But every British person in another land is an expat. But everybody that comes here is immigrants. Why? They will not tell you that England's population is aging. And this country are training these people to come and do the jobs. Because the average age in England is, or the expectancy rate, life expectancy is over 85 years old. So most people live till they're almost 90. But you need a working population to drive your workforce. This is normal economics. But because enough people did not go to school, mind you, do you know that over 50% of every British person over 50 years and above did not go to university? Do not let the accent make you believe these people are so clever like that. Because this is why you will now come and see racism, then they will make you cry in your face again. All the time. Nonsense. 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 Thank God that at least the reaction this week has been strong and swift because it's been very bad. We've seen 4 different footballers in the league that experienced similar incidents of racism. And that's minus the Vinicius one that we already know from last week. And mind you, I even saw videos of people saying that, someone was saying that in Spain, in our school, there's people already, in our child's school, there's people already putting their hand under their shirts to carry racism. And I'm begging you, if you live in Nigeria and you do not understand racism, and you understand tribalism, sit this one out. The amount of times you see Nigerians in the comments, especially on Twitter, defending racism. I saw one guy, BI_Bernard. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. The work colonizers have done on some Nigerians. He was saying, me, now only Oyibo woman I like. If they insult me, I go sell them back. What does that have to do with the fact that racism is not good enough and should be called out? And it dehumanizes people and makes them feel a way that you can never explain or understand. Until I lived in England, I never walked into a room one day and thought, oh, wow, I'm a black person. But guess what? Since I was 16, every day I'm in the UK and I walk around. I'm very aware of my race. So don't trivialize it because you're in a place where everybody looks the same as you. And there's dark skin and light skin. And even there's colorism issue. Because I grew up in Nigeria. I know the way people used to always say, Ibo Pepe, you know? So please, if you don't have the nuance to understand a conversation, it's the same way you see some Nigerians come and tell you that what is feminism? You can understand racism, but you cannot understand feminism. You're being naive. You're being naive. But anyway, Arokodare, we send strength your way. We wish you all the best. No matter how you perform on a pitch, it is not any right or reason for you to be racially abused or for people to send you that kind of information. Thank God there was a statement from Wolverhampton, and Arokodare himself also came out to mention that it's still unbelievable to me that we are playing in a time where people have so much freedom to communicate such racism without any consequences. This individual should have no place in our game, and collectively we have to take action to punish everyone who takes the sport like this, no matter how they are. No matter how big you are. Do you know how that would hurt a human being? that you have been reduced to that because of who you are. So please, if you don't have the nuance, I'm begging you, sit that one out. Arokodare, much love and much light. We'll see you in the next game. Please forget the haters. Keep it moving. But I promise you, one day, all this racism, tribalism, all this nonsense we see, it would stop in Jesus' name one day. Amen and amen and amen and amen and amen and amen and amen. Okay, I just wanted to give that the time it deserved. Sorry if I went to a political tangent. Someone now tell me we'll go and start politics podcast. Karim, this is why I said I don't want to hurt your feelings. Karim said, brother, they watch Turkey. What do you mean? Nobody watches the Turkish league like that now. Come on. What are we doing? I'm talking of watching like the Premier League. Do you have watch Premier League each week? Even La Liga comes nowhere near our numbers. Talk less of Syria. Is it now Turkey? Because the whole Turkish population is watching the Turkish league does not mean the whole world cares about the Turkish league like that. With all due respect. Me, I watch all your games and I watch all the highlights because I have a duty and a job to do. But my brother, please remove your feelings. I didn't know Turkish people were like Nigerians like this. Very sensitive. So the Turkish league is one of the best leagues in the world. My friend is 9th in the world, please. Please. Go and check the UEFA coefficients. It's 9th in the world for a reason. Thanks, exactly, John Andrea. We did not come to UK. The UK came to us. Exactly. We didn't come, oh. We didn't come. We didn't come. Thank you, Elias. This is why I always say, no matter what, go and play for your... Anyway, one day, people will understand why I'm so passionate about this thing. I know Britain. That's why I should support Britain with my chest. Yes, I understand my privilege. I was born here. I have a passport. So I understand I've not had to go through some of the immigration things and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, when you can see Britain for what they truly are, you take the good, though. There's some good parts for sure. But let's stop living in delusion when we see what's in front of us. England that colonized, they have the world. Now their only job is to be, if USA jump, they say how high. They remove themselves from the most important economic union in the whole world. So funny. Exactly, John. Very well said, man. And the amount of dumb people you see writing comments, bro. Thank you so much for that. You see, even Fofana was abused after Chelsea, as Jackson said. And like as my space place says, I find that a lot of Nigerians have never left country can be insensitive. I don't blame them, but and Nigerians are so educated. I went to primary and secondary school in Nigeria now. We are very well-read people. I just don't know why people don't take the time to get the nuance to understand situations. Because everyone with any common sense can admit we have a clear tribalism problem. In fact, I've lived out of Nigeria so long that when I hear tribalism, I can't believe what I'm hearing. It sounds so crazy to me because when you see your average Nigerian anywhere in the world, you're so excited to see them that you don't even care. You know, oh, my United scored. Oh, I've been talking so much, I didn't even notice. Thanks for that. Who scored? Bruno G. I have Bruno in my FPL. Please tell me it was Fernandez. I missed the goal. Anyway, I'm sure Jackson will let me know in the comments. But yeah, so please let me know. Tyre said if Manchester United is so interesting with Wilfred Ndidi, I believe he can still move to a top 5 league by summer. Tired of this below par Turkish league. Honestly, even in Didi, I think he can do a job for like a Dortmund. Like, but one day we're gonna do that deep dive around our players and their agents. We're not tooting our horn enough, and that's the honest truth. So we must get there one day. We really, really, really must. Oh, Shesko! Baby David, Benjamin. Was it a good goal? I'll try and find the goal again when they show the. Da Vinci said, on a lighter note, Olu, tell the truth and shame the devil. Which African teams will you be here watching? Me will be South Africa. I don't take too much abuse in Joburg during qualifiers. Okay, let me be brutally honest. I'm not here watching any African team. Like, Nigeria has already embarrassed us. We need all the African teams to do well at the World Cup, guys. We need them to do well. Like, for the sake of CAF, for the next World Cup, so we know how many spots we're going to get. Since they're going to give Africa 1 free slot, they'll give Morocco 1 free slot. So that means it should be even easier for someone like Nigeria to qualify. So we must not hear any nonsense. So, bro, trust me, this World Cup, I need Senegal to do something against France. Even South Africa, I'm going to be watching them in the opening game against Mexico and praying for them. Look, forget the banter. South Africans were nice to me on this channel. I've got the other guy, driver, SB. He's always funny with his comments. I think South Africa may probably lose, but I hope they'll do well. You know, I hope. Can you imagine Morocco doing well against Brazil? I think they could even beat Brazil if Brazil are not serious. You know, so I'm honestly, I want all of them to do well. We do not gain anything by African teams going to the World Cup and being useless. From the knockout stages, you can hate watch with your chest. Maybe you don't want any country to be the first one to make the final, whatever it is. But how could we be hate watching when we didn't even get in? It's so embarrassing. So I hope they all do well, to be honest. Cote d'Ivoire, I think, will do well. I still think Senegal and Morocco will be the best African teams. I already did a World Cup prediction somewhere. I'll still drop a video before the World Cup. And we're going to watch the World Cup every day. Whether Nigeria is there or not, World Cup daily we'll be watching. So honestly, I wish them all the best. Some will get absolutely battered. Cape Verde probably. But even them, I wish them well. Even DR Congo, I hope DR Congo play well. Everybody that made the World Cup, go and do well for doing your job. Algeria, go and do well. Everybody. Because these countries don't have two heads. Go and look at Morocco's World Cup qualifying. Go and check Morocco's World Cup qualifying. Go and check Tunisia's one. Tunisia never conceded a goal. One goal they didn't concede. But Nigeria was drawing to Zimbabwe and Lesotho. Now we want to hate watch. My brother Davichi, we better support them with our full chests because it will benefit Nigeria. Yes, let the African teams do well. In fact, I want 3 or 4 of them to overtake us in African rankings. So Nigeria will know what going. Let them even put us in like a tier 2 for African Cup of Nations qualifier so that our eyes can open. Then you now be allowing a petition to distract you, not the Azamen that are destroying our football. Gusau, tell him to name one achievement. He will tell you we got silver and bronze. What part did you play, Gusau, in that bronze and silver? One. So I wish all of them well, man. Let them go and do very, very well. Exactly. Thank you. So please, I'm not here watching any of them. Let's all move and see what going. All right. Thanks so much for the engagement, guys. That's been amazing. Okay, let me speed through the player reviews for anybody that we're not sure about. Okay, I'm watching Sesko go. Sesko. Was that Buemo assist? I need to put Buemo in my FPL, man. Also, to be honest, like when your team is only concerned with winning the league, I've realized that a lot of top four games don't piss me off anymore. You know, honestly. They don't do me at all, you know. So good luck, Man United. I think, does that mean Man United are third? No, fourth. They can't be ahead of Villa. All right, guys. Any comments before I start? This is our Turkish friend. Does not want to understand English. I say you're ranked number 9th in UEFA coefficients. That is not sentiments. That's just facts. The league is not better than the Belgian league or the Dutch league or the Portuguese league based on rankings. Go and check it now, or should I share my screen and show you? So please don't turn it on me. My players are fantastic. It's still a decent league, but we know which one is better. Amaju, criminal. But the World Cup we're missing, was he not there? Honestly, the guy is funny, man. Thanks for that comment. Okay, player reviews. Let me try and end this in 2 hours since I'm always rambling. Now, you know, I need to pack to go to Spain in the morning. Okay, player reviews. We already spoke about the Fulham boys. We know how amazing they performed at the Stadium of Light. Next up for them, can you imagine they get to play Tottenham away? I mean, Tottenham at Craven Cottage on Sunday, 3 p.m. We will be there. That's all I'll say on that one. All I know, I'm sure you guys watched Orlando yesterday. Did you see how funny that was? It was about to be 0-0 in Liverpool. And then Orlando smacks the ball on McAllister. It goes to the net. And then somehow he gets lucky that the ball hits McAllister's arm. But delay is not denial. You should have seen how happy my brother was. Yet again, McAllister was there to score. And guess who played McAllister onside this time? Ola, I know, because he was behind Virgil van Dijk. Honestly, Ola, I know, charity to the game. Because I even thought for the first 80 minutes of the game, especially the first half, Nottingham Forest were brilliant. They were even the better team. They were peppering Liverpool so much. But honestly, this is why I like when big teams just make smaller teams regret not taking their chances. And that's exactly what we saw on literally yesterday. So anyway, Forest dust yourselves up. You lost 1-0, but we know that on Thursday you already put Fenerbahce to the sword by beating them 3-0. Where's Kerim? Kerim and the amazing Turkish league. Do you see what Nottingham Forest in 17th did to Fenerbahce in their home on Thursday? I hope you saw it, bro. 3-0. All I know so funny. Did you see his social media post where he said, "Oh, they said welcome to hell, but it was feeling like heaven." Fenerbahce, they are yet to lose a game in the league this season. This same Turkish league. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, they're now level on points with Galatasaray. So, with all due respect, there's a reason why we know the league is ranked 9th in the coefficients of. Oh, Fenerbahce drew today. Wow, to Kashikbasa, very, very stupid club at home. Can you imagine? I hear they're unbeaten in the league, and look how Nottingham Forest beats the sugar out of them. You know? So, anyway, that was good to see. Next up for them on Thursday, they've got the second leg and a 3-0 lead. So, I think that game's pretty much over. Nottingham Forest used that game for Vitor Pereira to test out some new tactics and just give some people minutes. You know, especially the ones on the periphery. And then we go from there. And then they've got a tough game away at MX Stadium against Brighton on Sunday, 3 p.m. Of course, we already spoke about Tolu Arokodare, even though that was his 4th pen miss in a row. What is it with Nigerian attackers and penalties, man? That's another topic for another day. Anyway, next up for Wolves. Remember, this Friday, there is Premier League football. If you play fancy Premier League, do your team before Friday night. Because Wolves will be hosting Aston Villa, you know, on Friday. So that should be a good game for Aston Villa to get back to winning ways. Because Uche was benched again by Crystal Palace as they won 1-0. He didn't even play in the Europa League, in the Conference League game. Someone even told me he was removed from the list. So I'm not 100% sure about the list removal. But they played the home leg on Thursday at home, 9 p.m. Nigeria time, against Srinski Mostar of Bosnia. And then they go to Old Trafford on Sunday at 3 p.m. So that should be a very, very tasty game. Other Premier League games to note in case you did not see any. Aston Villa drew 1-1 at home to Leeds United. Anton Stark scored an absolutely phenomenal free kick. Oh my God, if you've not seen it, go and watch this free kick. It was absolutely filthy, honestly. Tammy Abraham scored his first goal in the Premier League in over 5 years as he scored the equalizer with 2 minutes to go, with a header that looped over Calvert-Lewin into the net. We saw Brighton beat Brentford 2-0. Brentford, man, one interesting side, man. Just surprising sometimes, but hey, Brighton also, you can't predict. When you think they'll lose, they end up winning. Chelsea! Oh my God, this made me very excited. I was initially mad João Pedro scored because it's not in my FPL. But then guess what? Fofana got a red card and Chelsea, oh my God, what a fantastic goal by Fleming, by the way. That corner and that header, oh my God. He could have even scored another one to make it 2. That's how good it was, you know. And the Chelsea drop points yet again, which they're now paying for, especially because Man United have gone above them with this 1-0 win. There's 5 minutes to go, but I think Man United will see the game out. Apart from that, we also saw West Ham draw 0-0 at home to Bournemouth. Really, really bad result because West Ham needed this game. I wanted them to win so they could go close to Tottenham. And Tottenham can really feel the force. And when you look at West Ham's fixtures coming next, you must say that they really missed an opportunity to get some points on the board on Saturday. Of course, so Man City put the pressure on Arsenal with the 2-1 win over Newcastle. You know, pretty good performance from City. Although squeaky bum at certain points, you know, see the way they were over-celebrating at the end of the game. As if they thought Arsenal would lose yesterday. But, man, good for them. And, of course, we saw Liverpool do what they did best. A lot of the Nigerian boys played yesterday. And, of course, the big one yesterday. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Gyökeres time. We are here. 2 goals from Gyökeres. 2 goals from the king, Gabriel Chieze. Dakbada, both ways. What a fantastic performance. What can I say? I mean, look at Eze's first goal. I was shell-shocked when Declan Rice made the mistake because we were literally taking the piss out of Kolomwani at the beginning of the game about the song with Santi, top striker Kolomwani. And then my friend even put the post up. Once Kolomwani scored, that's where you badge. But don't worry, we came back. But immediately after, look at that Gyökeres goal. outside the box. I didn't even know Gyökeres could shoot like that from outside the box. Like, where did that come from? Saka was unplayable, it must be said. A bit unlucky not to get a goal, but what a finish. And then the final one, the exclamation mark, assist from Odegaard as well. Bodied the Tottenham defender. I'll be honest, Tottenham defenders need to get in the gym, man. They're really, really useless. And that was the end of the game. Job done. Arsenal 4-1. 4-1, 4-1, 8-2. Let it all work out. And thank you, God, it worked out very well for us. So amazing. And of course, Man United on the precipice of another win. 1-0 up at the moment. Nobody told me you got the assist. Was it Bruno Fernandes? I beg. Somebody tell me. So, what does that leave Arsenal? We're 5 points out of Man City. Yes, you played one more game. But we have 10 games to go to our destiny. 6 games at home, 4 games away. Arsenal, it is now or never. We have a parade to attend. That's all I'll say. City are on 56 points. They are 5 points ahead of Aston Villa. Aston Villa are their own island in 3rd place, 51 points. And we will see Man United end the day in 4th with 48 points. Only 3 points behind Aston Villa, may I add. And then Chelsea and Liverpool round up 5 and 6, both on 45 points. But Chelsea have a plus 10 better goal difference than Liverpool. And then we'll see Brentford end the night in 7th with 40 points. But you could easily argue that anybody from Brentford all the way down to Brighton in 14th could still end up with the European spot by the end of this season. Thank you so much for that, Ty. I appreciate that. And then relegation-wise, guys, heating up, man. Even Burnley are going down swinging. They're only 8 points off Nottingham Forest. But most importantly, West Ham are 2 points off Nottingham Forest, who are safe. And Tottenham are only 2 points ahead of Nottingham Forest. How amazing would it be, guys, if Tottenham get relegated? I would like to see it for one season. Yeah, just one season. Let's see Tottenham get relegated. I really, really want to see it, honestly. That would be fantastic to see. So let's see. Anyway, of course, watch out for our weekend preview episode on Thursday where we'll be doing the ones to watch for the weekend. But for anybody who's not watching yet, there will be a game on Friday, Wolves versus Villa. Then Bournemouth play Sunderland in the opening and the early kickoff game on Saturday. Liverpool play West Ham at Anfield. Newcastle play Everton at St. James's Park. Burnley play Brentford. And Leeds host Man City at Ellen Road. All on Saturday. The Leeds-Man City game will be the late game on Saturday night, 6:30 kickoff Nigeria time. Then on Sunday, we have 3 p.m. kickoff games in Nigeria. Brighton at home to Nottingham Forest. Fulham at home against Tottenham. And Man United at home against Crystal Palace. And then the big one, 5:30 p.m. Nigeria time, Arsenal against Chelsea. That would be absolutely fantastic to watch. And then let's see how that game goes. So that's it in terms of the Premier League. Championship, I already spoke about Frank Onyeka's exploits for Coventry. His last 2 games, they beat Middlesbrough 3-1, who was second. And then over the weekend, they beat West Brom 2-0. Next up for them, they play Sheffield United on Wednesday night. And then they play Stoke at home on Saturday. I already spoke about Osayi-Samuel getting an assist as Birmingham City beat Norwich 2-1 on Saturday. They're only 2 points behind Wrexham, who are 6th. And next up for them, they go away to play Millwall, who are currently 3rd in the league. So that should be a tough game on Wednesday. And then Birmingham play Middlesbrough, who are currently 2nd on Monday night next week. If they win both of those games, can you imagine where Birmingham will be looking this time next week? Let's see. As for Leicester and Aribo, it's not going good. They're now in the relegation zone. He played 27 minutes. They drew Stoke City 2-2. They've been deducted 6 points due to financial irregularities, which means that they are now on course to go down to League One. I know, Leicester. 10 years ago, we won the Premier League, Leicester. Yes. 5 years ago, we won the FA Cup, Leicester. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. And Alebioshu played 90 minutes for Blackburn as they beat Preston 1-0 to climb out of the relegation zone. They're now 20th in the league. Next up for them, they play Bristol at home tomorrow, and then they play Derby County away on Saturday. In Serie A, Gifterbo was suspended on Friday after his ridiculous red card last week. Unfortunately for Verona, they got thrashed 3-0 by Sassuolo. So it's really looking precarious. They're 9 points off safety, and it looks like they're more likely to get relegated at this point than not. The good news is Gifterbo has done well enough that I expect the Serie A club to snap him up, considering he's still pretty much one of the top goal scorers in the league with 7 goals. Yeah, that's how poor the goal scoring in Serie A has been this season. As for Maduka, he just lost to Bologna away tonight by 1-0. So unfortunate for them, but they remain mid-table 11th. Next up for them, they play Fiorentina, who are now finally out of relegation zone after beating Pisa earlier today. So Delebashi was also in action, but he was on the bench as Lazio drew 0-0 against Cagliari on Saturday. And then earlier today, we saw the Pisa boys lose by 1-0 to Fiorentina. Moeskin with the winning goal in the 13th minute. They got absolutely outclassed, and you have to say right now, it looks like Pisa and Verona are pretty much shoe-ins to be relegated. They're both 9 points off safety, and they need to win at least 3 of their last 12 games each. And you have to say, on the form we've seen so far, that is very unlikely. In fact, to make it worse, Akisomiro and Durosimi both did not start. Only Durosimi actually came off the bench, and Akisomiro was not new sub. So maybe if you're the Pisa manager, you better start playing Akisomiro sooner rather than later, because it's not looking good at all, bro. So shocking stuff. And next up for them, they played Bologna at home next week, Monday. In La Liga, I already spoke about Lookman's exploits against Espanyol. Next up is the big one tomorrow, which I'll be covering live in person against Club Brugge. Very, very excited for that game. And then in the league, they'll play Real Oviedo, who are bottom of the league, on Saturday, 9 p.m. I spoke about Akor Adams getting an assist as Sevilla beat Getafe 1-0. Chida Ejike also played the second half as came on in the second half for this game, and it ended up 1-0. Next up for them, they play Real Betis away on Sunday. Oh, wow! That is literally the Seville derby, the frying pan of Spain. Big derby. Real Betis versus Sevilla away on Sunday. God, one day. These are the kind of games I should be able to go and cover. But don't worry, we'll get to there one day. Shout out to everybody. Guys, I know we're almost done. I promise we're almost done. What's our like count? 28. At one point, there were over 50 of you here. But we appreciate it. We'll take it. Okay, and then finally, Omar Sadiq's Valencia lost 2-1 to Villarreal on Sunday. He played 90 minutes, though, which was positive, but he got a yellow card. So we'll see what happens in the next game when they play Osasuna at home on Sunday. Speaking of Osasuna, do you see how they beat Real Madrid the other day? Fantastic results. And do you see that goal? Oh, my God, by that Raul guy. I had Raul Asensio sliding through the grass like this. Wow, that was beautiful. Anyway, Bundesliga, Felix Agu is finally back from injury. He was not in the squad for the 2-1 loss. Was he not in the squad? Why do I feel like I saw Felix Agu play? Oh, yeah, he was not in the squad. Yeah, probably recovering from the injury still. But Werder Bremen lost to St. Pauli 2-1. So let's see if he'll be in the squad for Saturday. Filippo Telli, on the other hand, continues to start. Him and Torunariga are both starting against for Hamburg. And the good news, they did not lose. They drew 1-1 against Mainz away on Friday. And Otele had another decent performance. Next up for them, they play RB Leipzig at home on Sunday. That'll be a tasty game. Akpogma was on the bench. In positive news, we have another Nigerian player, which Karim mentioned. Uchenna Ogundu. He made his debut for Aalborg in the weekend. He played the final 9 minutes for Aalborg in their 3-2 win over Wolfsburg on Saturday. Most impressively, by the time he came onto the pitch, they were losing the game by 2-1. But Aalborg were able to find the strength and get 2 goals in the 9 minutes of the game to win 3-2. Next up for them, they play Cologne at home on Friday, 8:30 p.m. In League One, Moses Simon and Paris FC, even though they're pretty much sleeping towards relegation, he played 5 minutes ago, yellow card in Paris FC's 1-1 draw against Toulouse on Saturday. I mean, when Simon is losing his place, that's when, there's a problem. It must be said. But they're very lucky because the teams in the bottom of League One, Metz and Nantes, have decided to be even worse. Chidozie Awazien played 90 minutes for Nantes, and they were very, very lucky to win 2-0 against Le Havre on Sunday. They are still 6 points behind, but to tell you how bad the situation was, if they lost that game, they would remain 9 points off safety. So shout out to the manager for finally bringing Awazien back to start lineup, and now they're winning games. But next up for them, they play Lille away, so it's still going to be a mountain for them to survive relegation, but let's see how they get on. As for Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi, he was not in the squad for Marseille again. I don't know what's going on there. They've changed their manager. Let's see what happens with Habib Bey and who he decides to play. But when Nadi is playing games, we'll of course mention it. In Portugal, we saw Zedu Sanusi play 90 minutes. Thank you, Jesus. And Terra Murphy played final 5 minutes. as Porto beats Real Ave 1-0 yesterday. Next up for them, they play Aruka at home on Friday. Umar Abubakar of Famalicão will be in action tonight against Casapia, which is where Xavier Godwin started his career. The interesting news is Abubakar is starting the game and they're winning 1-0 with 11 minutes to go, but no goals for him yet. And then Isaac James was in action for Alverca, played his 3 minutes. He's a left back, by the way, another left back to track, Isaac James. You know, for Alverca, they drew one against Santa Clara and they remain 11th in the league. Next up for them, they play Vitória Guimarães away on Saturday. In Belgium, I spoke about Onyedika's exploits last week in the Champions League, and he also played in the league as they beat OH Leuven 2-1 to remain third in the league. Of course, his next game is the big one tomorrow, which I'll be covering. So must be looking forward to that game in the Champions League. And then they will be playing Sporting Charleroi away on Sunday. As for Irasoy, he played 39 minutes as Genk got destroyed 3-0 by Standard Liège at home. Shocking result. But they've got the Europa League where they've got a 3-1 lead over Dynamo Zagreb to bring home, and they'll be hosting Dynamo Zagreb on Thursday in the Europa League knockout phase before they play Ghent at home on Sunday. And I also spoke about Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi for his amazing solo goal in the 2-1 loss to Club Brugge in the league game on Sunday. Next up for him, he plays another giant of the game in Anderlecht Saturday, 8:45 p.m. As for Victor Osimhen in Turkey, we know he was not in the squad as Galatasaray somehow lost by 2-0 to Konyaspor on Saturday. Mario Icardi started and some other players also played. But honestly, they were useless. They were not good enough and they considered some goals that they shouldn't have. Anyway, we know that they're in a very, very good position in the Champions League when they play Juventus on Wednesday with a 5-2 lead. So they should pretty much see that game home. But I really, really want Osimhen to score and I hope he puts them to the sword. In fact, let him score a brace. Let his name be ringing bells. Let me feel like I need to do a video straight away just to praise his performance. And they will take it from there. And then they play Alanyaspor at home on Saturday. I already spoke about Onuachu as well. The good news is Chukwubuikem Iwuemesi started that game as well in the 2-1 win over Gaziantep. And then next up, they play Fatih Karagümrük at home on Friday. Wilfred Ndidi scored, as I mentioned, a 4-0 win. And next up for Besiktas, they play Kocaelispor away on Saturday as they try to get as close to Trabzonspor as possible in the league. Unfortunately, Anthony Dennis started that game for Godsepe as they got thrashed 4-0 by Besiktas. But hopefully, they will not lose by 4-0 again this season. And next up for them, they play Eyüpspor at home on Saturday. Final few leagues in Czech Republic, Dave Moses and Igogbo are both still injured. But Samuel Sife, right back. Samuel Sife, take note of that name. Right back, moved from Dukla Prague to Slavia Prague in January. Has been starting games for Dukla Prague all through this season and has now forced his way into starting lineup for Slavia Prague. He played for them in their 1-0 win over Slovan Liberec on Saturday as they remain top of the league. And next up, they'll ironically be playing his former club, Dukla Praha, on Friday. So Prague versus Prague, 6 p.m. Salim Fago played 27 minutes in Victoria Pilsen 0-0 draw against Sparta Prague on Sunday. Next up for them is also in the Europa League as they play Panathinaikos at home. The first leg ended 2-2. So good opportunity for Victoria Pilsen to advance to the round of 16 with a win at home. And then we'll see what happens. In Greece, the good news is Onyeka played 82 minutes for Olympiacos in their 2-0 win on Saturday. We know that it's unlikely that Mandelas would start him in the crucial match that they need to win on Tuesday against Bayer Leverkusen. But we can hope that somehow we'll force his way into contention and we'll see him play in that game. And then finally, we saw Kelechi Iheanacho come back from injury. He played 19 minutes on Thursday in the Europa League and Celtic got put to the sword by 4-1 by Stuttgart. So they're definitely done. There's nothing to talk about again. They'll play Stuttgart away on Thursday. That is just for the bells. But more importantly, it's the Old Firm derby between Celtic and Rangers on Sunday. 1 p.m. Nigeria time, literally 12 noon kickoff in the UK as always, because the only time slots that we feel is good enough to give to the Scots. So we'll see how that game goes. But right now, I would not really take anything happening in Scottish League. So that's it in terms of player reviews. Apologies for how long that is. Thank you to the remaining 34 viewers still rocking with me. As I said, I want to round up the podcast. I'm going to end with the ones to watch now. Go to any comments and see if you have any few final takes, as this has been a very fun one. But, you know, been on my feet for a minute. So ones to watch, as I said, tomorrow, Atletico Madrid host Club Brugge in the Champions League second leg knockout phase. 3-3 already, and this game is the early kickoff, 6:45 p.m. Nigeria time. So it will kick off 5:45 UK time. Immediately after that, it means that we'll be able to watch Onyemachi's game purely as they play Leverkusen away, but they're pretty much already out. So I'm sure most people will be watching Benfica versus Real Madrid. But let's see if Onyemachi and Co can turn it around. And then on Wednesday, the big one, Victor Osimhen's Galatasaray go to the Allianz Stadium to play Juventus, 9 p.m. UK, Nigeria time, 8 p.m. UK time. And then on Thursday, the Europa League boys are back in action. Salim Fago's Victoria Pilsen at home against Panathinaikos. K-Chan at Celtic, pretty much playing a dead rubber away against Stuttgart, 6:45 p.m. Nigeria time. And then Ola Aino's Nottingham Forest pretty much just played the procession game against Fenerbahce as they already hold a 3-0 lead from the first leg. And then Urasaurus Genk will host Dynamo Zagreb 3-1 up, so they should see this game out as well. And then finally, let's see if Kristaps Uche could get any minutes as Crystal Palace look to win the tie against Rimsky Mostar, 9 p.m. in the Conference League. So that's it for the ones to watch for this week. Of course, I'll mention the ones to watch for the weekend when we do the Thursday preview show. I want to say a big thank to everybody for rocking with me. All 32 of you listeners who are still on here. I do not take it for granted. You guys are absolute legends. Love all the commentary and all the talking that's taken place in the chats today. It's been so enjoyable for me, and I want to say a big thank you to everybody. Remember, we're Nigeria Football Weekly on all social media channels, except on Twitter, where we're at NFWPOD. You can see all the links literally down below right here. If you can see this content right here. Remember, we're on the road to 20K subscribers. So if you love the content and love what you've listened to, please do us the favor and join as a member today. We'll have our second members-only live stream on Wednesday and other additional perks, which all the members know about. If you like this content and you want to subscribe, please do that. It'll do us a world of good. We have the content coming every Monday and Thursday. And, of course, we chop up the clicks for everybody as well. So look out for that as well. Also, I want to say a big thank you to everybody for the journey so far, which is allowing us to go and take our talents to Madrid to go for a game and cover the games in person. Ademola, I think that's Shehu. He says, no call today. Shehu, I need to fly to Madrid at 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. I have not yet packed. It is 10 o'clock in the UK, and I need to wrap this up soon so that I can pack. I also have a job interview tomorrow I need to prepare for. See me giving away my personal business, but please, unless you have a quick 1 minute take for me, I hope everybody can understand. But while I put in the link, I will go to the final comments as we end the podcast. But I want to say a big thank you to everybody for all the comments, for all the support, for all the likes, for all the ideas, and for just engaging with what we're trying to do on this channel. Honestly, it's because of you guys that we're now able to get press passes for games like Atletico Madrid. Thank you so much for the good luck, John Andrea, about Madrid and also the interview. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Elias. You guys are always so amazing and far too kind. Let me go through our Turkish brother comments as well. And Shehu, if you're in, I've got the link there. If you want to quickly come and give us your take quickly. Let me just see if there's any comments I missed on the chat. This is why there's no need for sentiments, you see. No need for sentiment. Karim, if you're on, you have to put your camera on, by the way, for quality control. Just so you know. Karim says the Turkish league is better than the Belgium league. Stop the cap. It can't be better than it if based on the coefficient is not. In fact, just for Karim's statements, I beg, let me just show you guys this thing. And then we'll have people on and then. Like, we don't need to be sentimental. It's all based on logic. Like, there's no need to talk too much. Whether anybody's feelings are hurt or not, the truth of the matter is that's what it is, man. So let me see if I can quickly show you guys. For the sake of our Turkish brother that has joined us today. Share screen. Share screen. Yeah. So for your listening pleasure, just so everyone knows, this is not about sentiment. All you have to do is look at the coefficients. It's very simple. Premier League, 112 points, 9 out of 9 clubs still in Europe. Italy next, Spain third, Germany fourth. Look at the points. Fifth, France. Portugal, 69 points. Then Netherlands, 66 points, including this season, by the way. So there's no, you can't accuse us of bias. In fact, Turkey are very, very lucky. Look at them. 49. They're whooping 12 points behind Belgium. And he's telling us stop the cap. You stop the cap, my bro. In fact, if Turkey are not careful, look at how Czech Republic will soon go above them. Oh my God! If the Czech Republic League go above you, bro, that will not be funny, man. That will not be funny. But you're lucky that Galatasaray look like they're gonna prevent that from happening by beating Juventus. So I hope that clarifies that. Let's not get into our feelings again. I think that's it in the comments. So the Turkish league is definitely not better than Belgium, definitely not better than Netherlands or Portugal. Well, I showed you the evidence, my bro. So please take it from us. Taye says likes of Isayo, Crisanto Uchegbu, and Tawa Oni need a summer move. Absolutely. In fact, to do a big case about where they should end. Just to answer John Andrea's question for Karim, if Galatasaray play in the Premier League right now, if I'm being brutally honest, I think they will finish like, if they don't have Osimhen, they'll finish 14th. Because of Osimhen, they may finish 11th, if I'm being brutally honest. Their defense will be food. Remember Davison Sanchez in the Premier League? Oh my God, we'll eat him alive. So that's the honest truth. Okay, Mbuemo assist. Thanks for that, Jackson. David said, please ask Karim which other player on Osimhen's level the Turkish league can dream to get. Exactly. Like I said, it's Osimhen's fault. A player at that level, at that caliber, should not be there. But I like the story. Let him write it for one more year, and then we go again from there. Exactly. Taye, Felix Agu injured again. It's unlikely. Anyway, we've already shown the evidence. Nobody is abusing the Turkish league. Nobody has anything evil to see. Somebody mentioned David Okereke. Karim, that's a terrible example to use. David Okereke, every time he has come to a top 5 league, he has been absolutely useless. And I know that he was doing all right in the Turkish league. So we have to admit that the Turkish league is not the best. Some players always look like giants there, you know. But anyway, we appreciate the way you guys love some of our players and do stuff there. So thank you. Shout out to everybody. I'm just seeing the comments. Karim, Karim, at least now you know every time on this podcast, if you're going to join the live streams, you have to be on camera and you need to have your face showing. Think about the quality control. Look how much work I do to make this content. And then the user just wants to talk with a blank screen. It's not good now. So next time, please feel free to come with your face. And like I said, much love to you, man. We have nothing against your... I like Galatasaray and Osimhen. I wish them well. I hope you beat Juventus and hopefully play Tottenham and beat them so I can go to the game in London here. But apart from that, we have to be honest that there's still a reason why the Turkish league is ranked 19th in the world. We're not excited watching Osimhen play Kocaelispor. No offense. Eyüpspor, Samsunspor. How many Samsunspors? How many spores I know? I don't need track. I'm even tired. So, big respect. But it says, I agree that Turkish clubs are unsuccessful, but don't talk about Gala like that. Well, I didn't say anything evil against Galatasaray. I just kept it honest. You've played in your first knockout game in the Champions League in 12 years, literally last week. Thankfully, you won 5-2, which is amazing. But when it takes 12 years to play a knockout stage of a match, of a Champions League, and you are the best Turkey has to offer, which we know, it's not exactly the best, appraisal of the Turkish league, with all due respect. But we know Galatasaray beat Arsenal to the UEFA Cup in year 2000. That's the first first game I ever watched Arsenal play. In fact, that's the game I'm me as a fan. So we respect Galatasaray's heritage and what you've done, but bro, facts don't care about your feelings. It's still the Turkish league, man. Whether you like it or not. PSG have to face consequences of playing in Ligue 1. It is what it is, bro. So no offense. Next time, it'll be good to see your face. and then we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for the kind words, Sammy. I appreciate you so much. God bless you, and thank you so much. I'm gonna see how much content I can get in Madrid, but don't worry. Whatever I can get, I'll bring it to everybody as much as possible. I will take it from there. Shout out to you, Victor Chukwubuikem. Victor knows my mommy. Wow. Nice, Zolu. Shout out to your mom. This is okay. Wow. Shout out to you, man. How do you know my mom? Shout out to you, man. Yeah, man. I'll let her know. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. Let me get my esteemed member Jackson on, and then we'll end with Sheon and call it a day. Last thing from Kerry, because Kerry can just we should get him on one day. Maybe when Galatasaray win the league. Yeah, we'll get you to come and give us videos of the scenes if I can't make it out there. Yeah, but they really love their team. Gala 11th in the Premier League cap. Yeah, you will definitely finish 11th. He says, who won against Liverpool? Should I remind you that you lost to Eintracht Frankfurt 5-1 this same season when Osimhen did not play? Come on now. Like I said, take sentiment away from your talk. Have you seen this Juventus? This Juventus in the Premier League, there'll be food. In fact, Nottingham Forest to beat this Juventus right now. The same way 17th place Nottingham Forest beats second place Fenerbahce 3-0 in Fenerbahce's house. So, bro, we're not even trying to be harsh. It's just you cannot be more than who you are. It's like Nigeria saying, our country will win the World Cup. We know right now it's not possible. But we know with the kind of talent we have, one day it is. Turkey, we appreciate your passion. I even like watching your national team. Yildiz, Goulet. You know, you have quite a lot of players coming through that are looking good. But let's not... Facts don't care about feelings. This is why we love football, bro. So much love. Anyway, I want to sign out now. I'm going to give our esteemed guest, Jackson, let's try and make it snappy because I got to... I don't know who sent me to be traveling up and down. But just give me your take real quick. Much love as always, bro. And then we'll end with show and then take it from there. But just to end, if anybody is leaving, much love. Thank you so much for all the support. Thank you for sticking with me for over 2 hours. I appreciate you guys so much. Please like, share, subscribe. Consider a membership. Consider subscribing. And just look out for all the content coming tomorrow. And I want to say a big thank you to you all and have a wonderful evening. But let's get Jackson to the stage and then Sheon, and then we'll call it a day. Jackson, good.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
Sorry.
Hey, congratulations. I said we beat them thoroughly.
Congratulations to us, man. That's true. Exactly. I forgot to even mention when we did our members only live stream. It was Jackson and me that were lamenting about Arsenal disgracing us and drawing against Wolverhampton. But this is why we watch football, Jackson, innit? Look at those 5
minutes. Yeah, that's why I watch football. Yeah. I enjoyed Yeah. A quick one so that you could rest and travel. Our players this week did well across Europe. Trying to keep up. Yeah, they did well, especially Iwobi, like you said. He's getting better because Iwobi is like an old wine. The longer it stays, like wine, the longer it stays, it gets better. So we're enjoying him play. Yeah.
Honestly. Fresh off the barrel.
Yeah. So I feel Iwobi, for me, the year he left Arsenal, he left too early because who was this guy in Newcastle for Iwobi in midfield? He's playing against the same Smith Rowe in Fulham, and he's starting ahead of Smith Rowe.
And he's the much better and influential player.
Yeah. So I felt he didn't give himself a chance. Iwobi would have started against.
I think it was bad luck. Remember, it was Unai Emery. He was obviously a Wenger boy. He played one season under Emery, scored in the Europa League final. Then he had to come and join Nigeria for that AFCON in 2019. Damares scored that free kick in
the free kick.
But technically, that Chelsea game was his last match for Arsenal. And then he came back and they told him that, see you later, I will be you. Much love. You know?
Because if he had stayed on that Arteta, I think Arteta would have given him a chance as an Allen academy. So he's getting better. And also, I think you said something. It will be an Onyedika in our midfield. We just need a good defensive midfielder, and the rest is history.
And I feel like they're both clearly like at the top of their game and should be starting. Look, I know the AFCON formation with Onyeka, Iwobi, and Ndidi worked well. But we can't keep giving Onyedika these like charity minutes. Like he's clearly better than that. So within that same system, I can see a world where Iwobi and Onyedika can both start and still platform our Lookman, Akor, Osimhen triangle.
Yeah. So for Onyedika, I see him as he can play deep, he can go forward. But if he has someone behind him that does the dirty work, so he comes back less often, we would have a fantastic midfield in Africa. Not even we will be looking at dominating the world a bit. We might not be top, but when you face Nigeria,
against everybody, you will know that.
Yeah, because they play in top leagues.
And I think Ndidi, Onyeka, Akisomiro, at least those three, they can all play that position. I've not watched Ndidi at this level enough to judge, but those three, I feel confident in what they could do.
Because I know Ndidi will not be there in the next World Cup. Age-wise, it might not. Yeah. So we should be looking at Onyedika. Then for Arsenal, I think if we play, I still say even if we draw Chelsea, we will beat City at home. Look at City celebrating 2-1. They were parking the bus against the Newcastle team.
Bro.
Yeah, so City is there for the taking. Remember last season, we lost it not because we drew City. We lost it because we lost to Aston Villa. If we had beaten City last season in their home, where we played draw, we would have won. Even if we had lost Aston Villa, we would have won the league last year because we lost it by a point. So this year, beating City is key in their home ground because at that time it will be everybody level. Who wins stops the other person. Even if it is a goal difference, I don't mind. Let's win the league with goal difference. So it's not
I don't think we can afford to draw against Chelsea. I know what you're saying.
We are going to beat Chelsea, but I'm just saying we will still beat City.
No, we have.
The league is going to be a tough one. I know because people forget that when Arteta took over, we were a terrible team, and he has taken us to that level, to this level that he is competing against the best coach in the world for the past 10 years, Guardiola. He is not competing against any other coach. A coach that has finance, that has the players. Yeah, the best of the best plays for him. If you are a player, footballer, and Guardiola beats for you, you would want to play for Guardiola.
I agree.
So I was watching a clip of him. Once in a while, after games, he goes to the opponent's players and he advises them. Who would not want to play for that kind of coach? So
always doing that.
I think that's my thinking. Yeah. Then for my final take is our friendly matches, Nigeria friendly matches against Iran and Jordan. They are not the kind of games we want to play, but we don't have an option. Let's play them. Like you said, we gather up coefficients for World Cup because after the World Cup, our rankings will drop drastically.
Massively.
We'll drop drastically. Yeah, so we'll have to pick up and make sure the next Nations Cup, if we don't, we'll have to win the next Nations Cup. Not semi-final, not final. We have to win the next Nations Cup.
I remember we'll have AFCON qualifiers from September anyway. So serious business. But I think that's very well said. And just add to your point before you go, Jackson, is we may not like playing Iran and Jordan, but it's important we play games across teams from all over the world. So we know where we stand. Because even this Nigeria one of saying, who is Iran? We may play them. I remember one Jahamba.
Right?
So it's good. Let's be testing ourselves against everybody. The last time we saw Nigeria play a tier 1 nation, I remember before that last World Cup, they made us play one friendly against Portugal with Pesero. He made us look so.
And they brought some funny players and we lost 4-0.
Oh my God, it was so disrespectful. So let's see what happens. Apparently, we may play Portugal again in June. But I agree, Iran and Jordan, there's job to do. Unlike Eric Scher, does not care about sentiment. Games need to be prosecuted. Need to build towards next AFCON. You missed the World Cup. That was not my fault. If I played the first 4 games with you, we will not be here. So Eric Shell, let's see the tinkering he does with the squad. See who he brings into the squad. See if he can keep the vibes and the good energy. At least we know they are not playing the match in Nigeria, so they'll not complain about hotel. I've heard they may be playing
about pitch,
Amman or pitch. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's a 4 league. It's a 4-country mini league they are playing.
Who's the 4th team again? Sorry.
It's an Asian team too.
Okay.
Jordan.
I'll go and read it up anyway. But I just wanted to check our own games. So let's see. And bro, like I said, so it's exciting when Nigeria plays. So, but at least for the next month, we can focus on enjoying Arsenal one game at a time and watching our Nigerian boys one game at a time. So hopefully, please pray for me that tomorrow Lookman and
hope we do a live before the game. Hopefully, we want to see a live before the Atletico game if you can. But if you can't,
I'll see what I can do. To be what I'm going to try and do. Shout out to Jackson. Jackson's a member, so I give him some. Immediately I finish my interview, I have to go and run and get my press pass. Then I want to see if I can get in touch with some people I know, if possible. But if I'm not able to do that, even if it's 30 minutes, I'll see what I can do in terms of a live. But whatever happens, maybe I will do a live after. But I'm going to be recording content anyway, a lot of it. So I'll just see what shakes out based on my schedule. But I just need to make sure. I don't want to commit to anything I can't do yet. But I will take that on board and see what I can do. But thank you so much for the suggestions. Always. Thank you, my bro.
Safe trip, man.
God bless you. Thank you so much, man. We have it early. In fact, 7 a.m. flight. So I have to pack now and sleep for 4 hours. But God will crown our efforts in Jesus' name. And all will be well in Jesus' name. Thank you so much, Jackson. Thanks for all the support. And I saw your suggestions on Instagram too. I did not forget. So I'm keeping it all always. So thank you, my bro. Much love.
All right.
Okay. And then to round up the podcast, let's quickly have Shehu, and then I will say bye-bye. All right, Shehu. How's it going, man? Good to see you, bro.
Good evening.
First of all, I hope you watched Arsenal's match. Good evening.
How are you doing today?
Very, very well. Fantastic.
I didn't watch you. I didn't watch you. I don't watch Arsenal game. I don't watch you.
Have you seen the highlights?
I was definitely Chelsea.
Have you seen the highlights?
I've seen everything. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Yes. And a quick one. The first one about the friendly matches. It doesn't matter if people decide to award the ticket to Nigeria, they will cancel the friendly. Just like what happened in the playoff time.
Venezuela one, Abi.
That's one. They cancel it because of that's one. Secondly, Chelsea is not making for this season.
Oh, really?
Because yes, I can take because the start Moscow know that on that time we played that very well. And secondly, if I could, that team lacked leadership defensively. The mean that team is not playing at all. And Chelsea lack of defensive validity, the hot that caused the top four this season. That's true. So I'm not surprised. Man won, right?
Yeah, Man U won, 1-0. They've gone above you. You're now fifth. But your goal difference is better.
That is. Yeah, they band. They win 4 matches together. That's just.
I saw your next 10 games. Your next 10 games are crazy.
So because of that, Chelsea don't make up for this season, and they've stuck this one. They've stuck him again. They're planning what kind to finish the job this season. Let's finish the summer. They didn't even start now. That's the best thing. And finally about the Tolu start. That's very terrible. And a player don't need to understand transfer market. Last season, Wolf sell
Cunha.
This guy, Cunha. And when that's the best player. When they go to that place again. So that's the best player. Why do you go there? Why do you go there? That they're already ready for audition. What they've said the best player. So why do you go there? It's got the money when just like Onuachu mistake that they do. So I would value just developing with future in Diabo.
Me too.
As well now, Sunday, no matter what happens, you're not beat Chelsea. You're not beating on Sunday. I'm not beating
Ooh, I like that hot take, Shehu.
You're not beating on. You're not beating on. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
If they get draw, So
But you have to make me one promise. Sure, you have
okay,
to make me a
that's the
promise.
promise.
If Arsenal
What's
win,
the
you must be
promise?
here on Monday. You must come online. You must come live on Monday.
After we know, Chelsea will not have come here. I'll come
Okay now.
here. I love football. I'll come and talk about it. Okay,
Okay.
safe trip,
Looking
my brother.
forward to
Safe trip
it.
to Spain tomorrow. Safe trip. One
Thank you
love.
so much, man. Much
One
love,
love.
Show. And I love that hot take, man. So we'll see what happens. Okay. Well, you had the hot take. I think that's a great way to end the show. He says Arsenal will not beat Chelsea. I mean, we beat them at the Emirates for breakfast anyway. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, shout out to all 22 people still left here. God bless you all. Thanks for rocking with me this long. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much for all the support. Honestly, I'll see what I could do tomorrow. But I want you guys to know that it is because of all you guys do for me that allows kind of opportunities come my way. Yes, we still have to pay for it out of our own pockets. But don't worry, one day we'll get a sponsor and we'll start living off a decent ecosystem here where the incoming is balancing the amount of expenditure we're spending on the podcast. But thank you guys so much, and God is good. Shout out to everybody. Enjoy all the football this week. Starting from tomorrow, I'll do my best to see all the Atletico Madrid Club Brugge content I could get. And of course, Victor Osimhen on Wednesday. Shout out to our friendly Turk for joining us this time, Kerim. Lovely to see you. John Andrea, always a pleasure. Shout out to everybody. Sammy, you've been fantastic today. Elias, fantastic. Thanks for all the comments. Charles and Co. I'm sure they've gone to my friends, Eagles Tracker. Shout out to everybody for commenting. Taye, Da Vinci, Jackson, everybody who put in any word of any kind. I do not take it for granted. And God bless you all. Thank you all so much. Okay, enjoy all the football for the rest of the week. And next time you see a video from this channel, it should be from Madrid. Thank you guys so much. Much love to you guys all. Shout out to you, Elias. Shout out to you, Karim. And much love, everybody. Enjoy all the games this week. If you're a United fan as well, congratulations. I hope you enjoy the win. And until next time, I'll be also okay. If you've not yet liked the video, please like the video for me. And I'll see you on the next episode of the stream. Take care. Peace out. Ciao, ciao. And up the Super Eagles for the rest of the week. Much love, guys. Take care.